Sisters with me.
We were having some technical difficulties. I apparently forgot to turn the line in on, but we're good now. You are now tuned into Ladies Night Radio Show. It's your girl, Mysterious Jax, coming to you live from the Good News Studio. Also here with me are my beautiful and amazing and funny as hell and super... Okay, there you go. Sorry, I had
super
you all
patient.
On... Super patient.
It was a good build-up.
All on mute.
Hey, y'all. It's Madi on the mic. Happy Friday.
Hey guys, it's Myra.
Hi. And
Hi.
Maria's not here. She's actually took her daughters to Disneyland for Jelly's birthday.
Yay.
So yeah, they're out there having fun at Disneyland.
Shout out.
Yeah, I can't afford Disneyland this year right now.
I don't feel like I can either. I can go outside of Disneyland.
I can go. I
can
know
meet
if I
them
can
in the
drive.
food area.
I don't even know if I could drive all the way to Anaheim.
I can't afford that. Maybe you could take me.
Oh, downtown
Let's
Disney.
carpool.
I'm just gonna go on Instagram and see everybody.
It's hard. Those taxes,
they
though.
have the
Those
SoCal
taxes.
resident discount.
I saw that.
It's a $5 discount.
For 3 days, though. You can go for 3 days, I think.
For how much?
Let's stop plugging them because unless they're gonna give us some free tickets, you know.
I wish.
Happy Friday. How was your Friday, Madi?
It was good. It's been a long week, right? I feel like it's been a long week. The weather, I don't know what it is.
It definitely feels like it's been a long week. But before I start the show, of course, I have some other amazing guests here today. We have, because Maria's not here and she is in Disneyland enjoying her life right now with her daughters, we have we have a co-host, a guest co-host, all the way from the Valley, the 818. What? My old roomie. Shout out. What's up, Sharika?
Hi, everybody. What's up?
She was texting me earlier. She was, like, nervous. She gave me a bunch of emoji faces.
Very nervous.
And it's only you did that after I said, oh, yeah, you're going to be the guest co-host. It's a new lingo I'm using, and you went, like, crazy on me. I was like, relax. It's all good. You're going to be fine.
I don't like titles.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that right? Boyfriend in the back over there?
Yeah. Y'all got matching outfits on, and you don't like titles? No, I'm just kidding.
Wearing 49ers.
I was at work. He got dressed after me.
Oh, is that right? Okay. And, of course, our special guests of the night, which I'm so excited. We've been talking about having these ladies here for a while now. We're guests on their amazing show, which you can catch every Tuesday at 8:30 on the Good News Studio. It's our girls from NEVERNOTEXTRA. Shout out to Kirsten and Moni.
Hey, you guys. Happy Friday.
Oh, I love that.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
What number are you? Number 3? Let me
I'm
put your
number 3.
headphones up a little
Hi.
bit. There you go.
Hi, everybody.
It's because I have
She
to
knows.
I have
She
to
knows she's soft-spoken.
you guys are very soft-spoken on your show, and here everybody yells, so that's why I start low.
Her soft-spoken?
I'm soft-spoken?
Well, compared to them yelling, like they're always in red, so I always have to like bring them down.
Me too. I'd be like...
Moni, like right now, I cannot hear myself, but
Hold on.
Moni always has me like turned all the way down. I'm like, can you turn my mic up?
Because it'd be like...
No, it's your headphone. If you can't hear yourself, it's your headphone. She has to put your headphones up. That's what it is.
Okay.
I learned that with my sister Maria. So now I put her all the way up. So if she yells, she's yelling in her own ear.
That's she like, let me bring it down.
That's the trick, Moni. That's the trick.
Okay,
because
okay.
she's always in red. So if you see her in red a lot and she doesn't think she's loud, it's because her headphones are low. So just move her up. Just letting you know. I don't want to bore you, my listeners, with the lingo over here. You know,
They're learning.
me and Moni run the boards on our show, so we always, try to share notes when we can. So we just trying to make a better experience for y'all. That's it. So I just want to share you guys the cheese myth for the week.
Ooh.
I took the metro for the first time.
In your
I
life. An LA resident
I'm in
just
my
got
30s.
her ass on the train.
In my 30s, and I got on the metro.
Hey.
So thank you.
Congratulations.
You're
Let me give
doing
her a
your
round
part
of
for
applause.
global warming.
You know what? I am.
Super proud of
And they
yourself.
remind you in the metro of how amazing you are for taking the metro.
They should do that, like, all compliments the whole
the
ride.
whole ride.
Affirmations
And I'm
the
like,
whole
yes,
time.
I'm
You
saving.
thought about the
Yeah,
environment.
I am, and it tells you. And I was like, thank you. You're
I
welcome.
literally told you that was going to be your best bet, and you did not listen to me.
I didn't. I ended up. You know what made
You
me?
want to learn the hard way.
I learned the hard way. I paid $80 in parking. That's how I learned.
Fudge, LA.
F you downtown.
Where's the SoCal resident discount for those?
Thank you. You know, I could use that
Yeah.
instead of Disneyland for
Agreed.
sure. Man, yeah, that parking like killed me. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna learn to take this metro. I'm gonna learn today.
She gonna learn.
And I did, and I was so excited. I was like, document. If you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, I was documenting it. I was just sharing it. I was taking pictures of people on the metro. I was like, oh, look at them. I was being like a tourist.
Such a tourist, yeah. You got like your camera and your like your satchel
I love
and
my
your fanny
city. On the metro, y'all.
Taking pictures with like the attendants, like
No,
thumbs up.
I can't do that. So like when I'm in public and by myself, I'm not those people that I see on Instagram that are like talking to themselves in front of public by themselves. I can't do that. I'll do it with you guys, but if I'm by myself, I'll be like low key about it. I don't know how people would just be talking to themselves on like in public. But it's funny. So shout out to that. I'm really excited. Also, a quick other cheese, ma'am, that I got a text this morning, and the text was from a really upset male because it's in the news. I don't know if you guys heard that Sierra is considering changing her first son's name to Russell Wilson's name.
Ooh.
So,
I
yeah,
didn't hear
where's
about
that?
that.
Where's that? Where's that
because
at?
his name is Future. Like,
Penny.
even though that's not the dad's real name. Is
No,
that
that's
Future's
not his
real name?
No, it's his
so
rap
she's
name.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And she said she regrets naming him Future.
Yeah.
His name is Hendrix. His name
Yeah.
is
No, but the baby.
Hendrix is the new baby.
The baby.
No, I'm sorry, that's the baby.
Yeah.
Future's actual name.
The baby? The
no,
son?
Future.
I'm talking about their
Sierra's
son.
son.
Yeah, his name is Future.
Is his legal name.
Future is his legal name, but his dad's actual name is not Future.
No, okay, Future the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His son with Sierra.
Yeah.
Name is Future's real name.
Yeah.
Are you
Not
sure?
Yeah, it's not Future.
Oh.
I'm over thinking his name is no,
It's
because
not
it says
Future.
in the news that she regrets
I
naming him
even looked
Future.
up, like, why would she do that?
Yeah, no, his name is Future. Like,
his name is
Future.
Google it. Somebody
Yeah.
Google it. His name
No,
is
his
Future.
name is Future.
The kid's name is Future, but Future's name is not.
Because I remember when
Right.
they first did
Okay.
that, I was like, but that's not even his dad's real name. So why would she name him?
Hendrix isn't even Future's real name. That's
But his new
baby.
baby by
Joyce.
That's the girl's
Joy,
name.
yeah.
Joyce.
So they
Her
all
new
just
daughter's
named
name.
it
Is that?
by
It's a boy?
It's a
Joy,
girl.
Bow Wow's ex. Future's.
Oh,
Bow
I
Wow
see.
baby, Bow Wow's baby mama.
Ah,
His
okay.
son-
I thought you meant Tiara's daughter that
No,
she has
no,
with
no,
Russell
no.
Wilson.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
okay.
name is
Either
Future
way-
Zahir. His name is Future Zahir.
Zaire.
His middle name's Zaire, but like his first name is Future.
I have an issue with her, and she's
With
petty
who?
as hell. Sierra.
Sierra?
She's petty as hell for
Well,
that.
after today, all males have issues
I feel
with
like
her.
he shouldn't have like his dad's rap name. He should have had maybe his dad's real name.
She should have thought about that before.
I just feel
Yeah.
like he's like
It's
he's
too
like
late. But
5
he is,
now,
like,
4 or 5 now.
Yeah, it's too late.
My issue, I think I just had an issue with her in the beginning for trying to keep him away from his dad, but then to try to give him your new husband's name,
First and last name.
first and last
She's trying to
name.
make him a
That's
junior.
weird.
She's
Yeah.
trying to make him a junior.
And then on top of that, the fact that he calls Russell Papa, which is not a problem because he spends more time with him, but he does not call his dad Dad. He calls his dad Future. That's an issue with me, and I
Well,
feel like that's
that's
something.
also up to
I feel like
and
some-
not Sierra.
But I feel
that's
like that's
to
something
him
that
is
she
that.
instilled in him because she's tried to keep him away from his dad so long. I feel like she taught him like that's Future and this is Papa. Like I feel like she did that.
But she only met. So he was already like what 2-ish, maybe almost 3.
Almost two.
When
he-
Russell came in the picture, right?
It was
so
almost
he
2.
was already like able to access those words and like speak. Like at that age, cognitively, children pick up on words and they're able to like associate words with people. So I don't feel like she was telling him that, but I feel like maybe like it works, right? Celebrities have weird family groupings, and so maybe the kid feels comfortable. Maybe he's the one that asked for it. Maybe he's like, why am I not named after like Russell, since he's the one that's here like taking care of me?
the whole
Because Future's like clearly never been like, I want full custody, I'll stay home with you. He's like, let me go out all the time and impregnate everybody.
Well,
Wait.
it's tricky though because at the same time, Russell and Sierra live together.
Yeah.
And I'm sure as a kid, we have to think
As a
also-
kid, it's
as
confusing,
a kid,
yeah.
you're seeing your baby sister and then that's dad, but that's not your dad. It's confusing for him. So I
Yeah.
understand. She just needs to create like a nickname for Future for him.
Right. I'm not
I
gonna
mean, not for
say
Future, for
I'm
Russell,
not gonna say that
instead
Future
of calling him dad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that
Yeah.
Future has been a great dad. Like I'm not gonna say that Future has been like world's best dad.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say that she has purposely tried to keep her son away from him, and he had to fight. He had to go to court to fight for joint custody because she went for sole custody.
But do you know why? Like, there has to be more to it. I know
there does have to be more to it. But if a father is not abusing or neglecting his child, I don't think that there's any reason why you should keep a child from his father. Period.
Well, unless you don't agree with his lifestyle.
And then he might try to leverage having him. Oh, if you let him have him for the weekend, he might leverage that. Like I work at a school, and there's parents out there who do that, who they don't maliciously intend to hurt their children, but they definitely use their children in that toxic relationship that they have.
Sad. Yeah.
And I genuinely feel like they both seem to kind of get along for his sake, because he's a pretty healthy, like normal, happy kid. It seems like in the videos, he doesn't seem like upset or whatever.
Yeah, so cute.
So however they're raising him, like he seems pretty like healthy and positive.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Future is his dad, and Sierra should not take that away from him.
I feel like she's trying to erase her past.
Yeah, and that's not okay.
But you had a kid with him, just embrace it. Like
he is Future's son. Like exactly.
There's no negating.
So I'm a little about that. Like I don't agree she should change his last name, but that's a whole nother issue. We're gonna have to bring that as a topic. But yeah, that's a cheeseman for today. Cheeseman
was hot. The tea was spicy.
Hey, Myra, did you have something to say? I saw you reaching for the mic.
That's all right. Let's just move on.
Oh, she's starting. You can share it when we have that topic.
Yeah, exactly.
We will call it baby daddies or something.
We'll call it co-parenting.
Okay. / baby daddies. All right. So we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to play our game time first. I really cannot play more than 10 seconds because Chris already threatened me that he's going to tell on me to his company because he works for CBS. I was like, wow, Chris. He's like,
support your people.
Yeah, support us. Stop being snitch. All right, so today's game, I almost, because you ladies were going to be here, I almost was going to play Never Have I Ever. But I was like, no, this can become really long and really like crazy, especially, never mind. Okay, here we go. We are going to play, today's game is 5 seconds, which is Mari's least favorite game.
Yes, you all know.
Because she always loses. But I'm cheering for you. I feel like you got this today, for sure. So pretty much this game, I stole it from Ellen. Shout out to Ellen DeGeneres. If you ever need somebody to work for you, I will work for you. I love Ellen.
I'm her assistant.
Don't play. Anyways, the way you play this game, you're going to have to name 3 things in 5 seconds.
Okay.
So pretty much, I'll have the timer up so you can see it. Yeah, you got this. You got this. I'm going to have Myra go first because, she's a pro.
Okay.
You got this, Myra.
What am I playing?
Girl. 5 second rule. 5
Okay,
second
and
rule.
you're asking. Okay, I thought it was the.
Look, I'm gonna give them an example.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give her 5 seconds. I have it on the clock right here, and I'm just gonna say something. She has to name 3 things. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, name 3 things that are red. Go.
Lipstick, this microphone, and your heart, blood.
Hey, and you beat the timer. Good job. See? See how easy that was?
Good job, Myra. Peer pressure in the background.
It's also easy that we've got new microphone covers.
I know.
Right? I had noticed it. And then your lipstick.
And then boom.
Yeah, we do have a new mouse.
Cute.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
The mouse pad. We got a new mouse pad in the studio. Shout out to Keith for always taking care of us here at the studio. We appreciate you, Keith. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, so Moni, as our guest, you're going to go first. Yeah, I already gave you help. Ready? Oh, Kosi's going to do the timer. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kosi. Shout out to producer Kosi.
Shout out to you. Yes, girl.
Yay.
Actually, let me shuffle it.
Okay,
right, here we go.
That's 2, yeah.
Wait, whose turn is it? Because I wasn't listening.
Okay. It's Moni, but you're next, Kirsten.
Okay.
Be
All
ready.
Right. Moni, here we go. Name 3 things you find in a woman's purse. Go.
Lip gloss, keys, chapstick.
Yeah, you beat it.
Damn, she was like normal.
It was like a 4.
Normal thing, normal.
No, she
I
said
know,
it
I
before.
have to do
She
that.
said it before, Kosi.
Yeah, it was like 4.9 something.
Don't overthink it.
All right, Kirsten, you ready?
No, but go ahead.
It's kind of hard when you actually do it.
All right, here we go.
My brain hurts.
Here we go. Name 3 wine flavors. Go.
I don't even drink wine. Stella Rose, Chardonnay, and Haycox.
And you don't drink wine?
You said flavor.
Wow.
It's not a flavor.
Producers does not give you that one. She is.
I don't drink. I only drink one wine, so I don't know. Oh, white, red, and is that a flavor?
Like Malbec.
Oh, I don't know.
You said
Sorry.
Chardonnay. Chardonnay's a flavor.
Oh, okay. I thought
It's okay.
I
It's
just
okay.
named brand.
Yeah.
I don't drink wine. Yeah,
All right.
I don't.
Sharika, you're next. You ready?
No.
Here we go.
Go.
Name 3 things to do on spring break. Go.
Vacation, go to the beach, and suntan.
Did you win? Oh, look at you.
So I guess it's just me.
All right. You got this. I believe in you.
Well, because of me, you'll win.
I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Depends what question. I better not get the licking question.
All right. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to give you a different one.
People in the chat box, you know the struggle.
All
you
right.
know the struggle.
Here we go.
Okay.
Mari, are you ready?
No.
Name. Mari, are you ready?
Yes.
Name 3 reasons to swipe left. Go.
Ugly picture. I don't like your job, and you sound boring.
Oh, good
We
job.
ruthless. Oh, and your height. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my
I should be
God.
revived because she gave me a hard question.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you another one. I got you.
Give her the hard one.
I got you. Here we go.
Give her the
Watch her give
licking
me a nasty
question.
one now.
No, it's not. Here we go. Okay. Kirsten,
Yes, Jackie.
name 3 ways to cook a chicken.
Oh, bake, fry, and air dry. Air
There,
fry.
there you go. I was like, air dry. I haven't heard that
I'm
one.
like, damn, is it
I
gonna...
want to taste
Oh,
that.
Google that one
The
real quick.
bacteria. The bacteria, y'all.
I did at first.
She
and I
did, but she
corrected myself.
corrected herself and said air fry.
We were about to shut down the show and have a real conversation.
I was like, what? That's
But we
new.
knew.
Never knew air dry. Let me Google this.
I actually do need an air. I actually do want an air fryer. I heard it's like a lot healthier.
Yeah, it
There's no
sounds like it
grease.
would be. Yeah, there's no grease.
I want one.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I've been doing it wrong.
Good job.
I've been doing the most. I've been doing the most.
Good job, ladies. Did anybody want to try one more?
No.
She's like, move along.
All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap that up. Shout out to y'all. You guys all did good.
Leaving on the high point. Leaving on the high point.
That's right. I know. I'm sorry. It's like either too low or too high. I'm trying to find the right sounds. All right. So with that segment, we're going to go ahead and jump into Mari's Minute. Mari, are you ready for your minute?
I am, y'all. Ready to bring you the news. I'll never get over this. All right, y'all, for your local, national, and world news. This week in the news in LA County actually bans the use of Roundup weed killer. So for many of us with yards, right, jardineros, many of them work with pesticides that have been found by research to be linked directly to causing cancer. Many of these chemicals are actually used disproportionately, primarily by people of color. So think jardineros who are using this pesticide, and then absorbed by communities that are typically underrepresented as it is. So basically, y'all, that's not going to be in our communities anymore, which is a positive. In California news, there was a high school up north that had somebody come visit their school to talk about the importance of acceptance and Auschwitz and just about discrimination. And I think that same night, I believe, there was a high school that got covered in swastikas. So it just really goes to show us that shit is still popping off, and it's important to continue to educate people regardless of age, because bigotry still continues. In other worldly news, New Zealand, in response to the horrific massacre that happened last week, its prime minister, she's taken to beginning legislation that will ban automatic rifles and really make it so much harder for gun laws in that country. And just knowing how many mass shootings we have here in the United States, it's really puzzling to know that as a first world country, we're not taking those steps. And lastly, for entertainment news, for those of you that are Jordan Peele fans, his newest film, Us, has just come out, I believe this weekend. So go check it out. It's always interesting to catch a fun film, but also learn a little something. And that has been your Mari's Minute.
Producer Kelsey giving you a hard
Shit,
time.
it's been your Mari's Minute plus 18 seconds.
Kelsey over here like, you
Yeah,
went
she
over
said-
22 seconds.
She said, we don't care.
Really quick, who's going to watch the movie Us?
I want to see it.
I
it's a horror thriller film, though, and I don't like
I don't like
that.
scary movies, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look scary. It looks like a thriller.
Oh,
Because I can watch Saw, but I can't watch movies like Insidious.
You can watch
what?
Saw.
I can watch Saw. I feel like
Saw is gruesome, though.
It is, but it's not scary. I feel it's more like
it's more thriller. It's not
yeah.
like, oh shit.
It's not like Insidious.
Oh, it's not
where
like what
people
you
are
believe
hanging
in,
and
like Fantasmas.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't like gruesome?
I don't like scary movies, but I can watch like thrillers.
Like, do you think Paranormal Activity was scary or
It was
Thriller?
I
scary
didn't
to
watch
me
it.
because I feel like spirits
Jackie's
and
like, I
shit
didn't
is
even
real.
watch
I
it.
don't play with that shit.
Yeah.
I don't like demon possession movies.
I can't even like have that seed planted in my head because I'll like continue to think about it.
No, Emily Rose fucked me up. Yeah, I can't.
Who?
The
Remember
Exorcism
the movie
of Emily Rose.
Yeah. Or like The Omen. And
never
some of them
watched
are
it
like
again.
good acting too. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm next.
And it's like based on a true story.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
when they play that at the end, I'm like, oh, fuck. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm like, no,
Walk
it's not-
fast,
it's not
walk
true.
fast.
Walk fast, walk.
So
The
you-
spirit's gonna get on you.
So, Kirsten, you don't watch scary movies, or you do?
I love scary movies, but I'm still scared to watch scary movies. Like, I literally have to watch like maybe like 3 to 4 episodes of like somebody's Disney Channel or something before I go
Yeah.
to sleep.
Same.
Yeah.
I usually watch Friends
Like, I
or
can't-
something.
Yeah, or something like that.
I cannot. Oh,
and I
God.
do not watch scary movies after 7 p.m.
I try to watch them in
Damn,
the
when the sun
daytime,
goes down.
actually.
I will watch scary
What's the
movies
fun in
alone
that?
at
You're-
home.
Oh, no.
Shut up.
I can't do it
I won't.
alone.
Why?
I'll get a little freaked out too. Like if I hear something, or I'm like, oh shit, what's there? But I don't.
Why do you do that? Do you pray? Do you lit like candles?
Look, man, I've had paranormal
Shut up, Myra.
activity happen to me before. I was always told as a kid, man, if they're not here for you. So bye.
Why do parents say that? I did not go to my aunt's house after the one time we saw my Uncle Michael's face in the mirror. It freaked me the hell
What?
out. He's passed. He had already passed.
This is your friend's uncle?
No, no, it's my uncle.
Oh, your uncle freaked you
But
out?
I haven't been.
No,
I haven't been
her
to.
uncle passed away. Like he's
they saw
dead.
My
and
uncle
she
passed
saw
away,
him.
but his face was in the mirror. So my little cousin went to homecoming.
I don't play those games.
And
girl.
we took all these like pictures and stuff, and my aunt used to always say like, "Oh, I just feel your Uncle Michael here," and I'm like, "Oh, like she's lonely, like she misses him,
Yeah.
whatever." And so,
Oh.
and so like her friends were like, "Oh, nice to see that you redecorated the home, moved some stuff around, put some pictures up."
You're like, I didn't move
And,
shit.
and she's like, but she didn't move. She didn't put up any pictures. She put mirrors. And she's like, no, that's a picture right there. It looks like a sketch arch. And we look, and it was my Uncle Michael's face in the picture in the mirror.
That's
and I have not
That's
been to my
pretty
aunt's
cool.
house since. No, that's
Yeah.
not cool.
Well,
Well, like maybe
That
he's
was
like
bad.
there.
Yeah. What's up, y'all?
Hey, it's my
if
best
you're a
picture
family
too.
member, so maybe that's different.
Does he look young in the
But-
picture? Like he looked good? Like he picked
No,
it?
he looks like how he looked when he died.
Oh hell
Aw,
no!
that's
Hell
sad.
no!
Yeah.
No.
So it was like
He upset.
So it was. He looked like sad. Like,
Yeah.
but it looked.
Aw.
It's freaked
But at
me
least
out
his
because then
presence was actually
You
there.
got to go
Yeah.
full law and order and figure that out.
it was scary. It was scary to me. So I don't play that.
Okay,
and
I'm
then
scared later.
yeah, and that happened to me at my grandma's house too. It was one night. We were in Louisiana. She lives in like the. Like
Oh,
in between, it's
Louisiana.
like bayou and
Mm-mm.
ditch. Like there's no sidewalks, there's no street lights. It's just pitch black, and you just hear all the bugs. Like that's her house. And so I remember one night she was like, "Oh, if your Papa Joe was still alive, he'll kill us for coming in this late." And then the bed shook like maybe like 5 minutes after that. And I think I was like 14 or 15 at the time, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I didn't stay at her house no more either.
It's
Yeah,
happened
you
to
just
me
Just dropping
before.
everybody.
I've
I
had a-
can't. I'm too scary.
I've had a couple of situations, and I share them with my kids, and they get all freaked out, but then they always want to
She
hear
said
it
that to
again.
the kid.
They be like,
Yeah,
oh, they like it.
I don't want to scare them, but they want to hear it again after. It's like, hey, it's a story. I've had it a few times. I've actually personally experienced it. So
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's
I know it.
scary.
I know it paranormal.
Yeah, see,
situation.
that's
It
why I
didn't
don't play
happen,
with
so.
that spiritual stuff.
But
Mm-mm.
back to the scary movies, I'll still watch them.
Oh hell
I
no.
don't care. Yeah, Insidious is one of my favorite. The Conjuring, those are my favorites.
I'll
too.
probably
The
definitely-
Conjuring was good.
Yeah.
In the daylight, I can watch it with like the blinds open and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you go to the movies and watch it?
No,
No,
I don't
hell
go to
no.
the
I just don't trust other people.
I don't. Watch,
I hate when other people yell. 'Cause
I
I'm
only
like,
go to
oh,
the movies
shit.
for Marvel.
Mhm.
Marvel
Like-
premieres.
All right.
She said, I don't trust. Maddie said, I don't trust other people.
That's true. Somebody will try to scare you from behind.
Or just like they just scare me more than the movie.
Somebody will get choked out at
Like-
the movie theater.
I'm frightened.
I was trying to set up the Skype. I don't know why it's not working. So if you guys try to call, I'm sorry, the Skype isn't working. It is working, but I don't know the password apparently. So yeah. Anyways,
Hotline bling, y'all.
we're gonna go ahead and jump into tonight's topic.
Yay!
It was really important for me to have this conversation just because of all the different friends that I have and the things that they share with me. And colorism, I guess, is the new word that people are discovering or saying now,
That's
but
right.
it's something that's always existed. So, today's topic is colorism, and we're also going to be discussing Afro-Latinos. So, with that said, what is colorism? So, colorism, for those of you who don't know, and I Googled it. That's what Google's there for. But I also got other different things. It says a form of discrimination based on the color of your skin. It is a form of prejudice or discrimination in which people are treated differently based on the social meanings attached to skin color. So colorism affects Black Americans, Latinos, Asians, Africans, and Islanders. But I think
My Europeans are like, okay.
they're not in this list. No, because they go tanning. They want to get tan. They try to get darker. They try to be our color.
I know, but I feel like that's so different though, like because they're maybe more momentarily when they're tanning they're gonna get a little darker, but for the most part the rest of the year
Right.
they're still gonna
Their
be
features still look that.
Yeah.
And like we're all women in this room right here, right now. And as I look around, we're all different shades of brown
Yeah.
and black. So I mean, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say from your experiences, from your perspective, what you guys think of this topic. And I guess, we're going to learn today. We want to share that. So be comfortable. I want you guys, I know it's a serious conversation, but I definitely want to hear from you guys. And I think, people, our listeners can definitely learn from your experiences, from your perspective, from what you've gone through.
Right.
And so the light versus dark, that's kind of like the thing that it is. So really quick, I also wanted to explain colorism versus racism. So it's similar in a way, but racism involves discrimination against skin color, but it also depends on the power dynamic that becomes perpetuated by years of social oppression. Usually racism is towards a specific race and or nationality. System of oppression favors white people, meaning black people can't technically be racist towards other black people. But clearly in this case with colorism, they can and do perpetrate colorism in their own communities.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So colorism, you can't be maybe racist, but you can be, I don't even know if that's a word as far as color.
You can be
like
prejudice discriminatory.
The skin color, yeah.
Yeah, you can be very I think it might be extreme, but you can be very dehumanizing in a way by questioning somebody else's authenticity or identity simply because you don't understand it. So there's a lot of othering that happens in communities, Latinos and Black alike, right? So there's still the struggle of Afro-Latinos being able to tell their Black friends well, I'm actually Latino too, and having that be accepted, or going to their Latino friends and having it be accepted that they are also Black. So I think that happens in every kind of culture, and it's just like a struggle. One, because a lot of people benefit, right? Our society is built on the systemic issue of race and how one race is consistently throughout history always benefited, and that is the Anglo-Saxons in our communities, and everyone else has been tiered from there. So Blacks, of course, even before slavery, it was very dehumanizing the existence, and Latinos really didn't pop up big on the world history map until they began to feel that discrimination via white people. So whether that be like the racism in Latino America or the immigration concerns that we have now that exist.
Right. And I mean, the main reason too, I also want to bring this to people's to the platform is the reasoning for it is like the systematic privileges as well. If you're light skinned Latino or light skinned Black, you're gonna be offered better jobs based off of the skin color. And you apparently get married sooner. Jail sentencing is longer if you're darker. So all of this stuff is like it's. I see you laughing when I said the marriage, but like it's true to a certain extent.
There's a lot of there's a lot of fetishizing, right,
meaning,
and a lot of hypersexuality.
When men or even women say that they prefer lighter skin versus darker, you know what I mean? Like
light skin privileges.
This country was built on racism. It's found that's
it's founded on the oppression of others.
Exactly. So, white people are the superior color. You know what I mean? So now when you look at a fair-skinned person or a light-skinned person, sometimes in the job force or anywhere, they may look at you differently, or you may have, it's just, it all boils down to racism at the end of the day. It all has something to do with racism. So if you're being treated fairly or treated better than somebody just because you're lighter, it all derives from racism. It all derives
but it's
from
true.
That
like
you have,
proximity
that's
to
what
whiteness.
This country was built on. It was built on.
But that's such an easy thing for us to really say and discuss. This country was founded on this. We know that this is not okay. This is what's happening in our society. But I think that
we can't ignore that people's day-to-day experiences are very, very different. And then we're all affected by it, right? So it's like maybe there is that power dynamic or that issue put out into media, right? Black women versus Latina women, like spicy Latina women over like black women,
or not even
light
that,
versus
or
dark.
light skin black people versus dark skin people.
Yeah.
Like I'm around a lot of you guys, and the good news is are mostly black, you know, and so I've heard you guys jokingly say like, "Oh no, you're not light skin, you're dark skin."
I know you always get upset about it.
I don't
Who always has that
I
argument?
don't get upset. No,
Give us names.
no,
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
not saying names.
Oh, I'll snitch. I'm just
No, it's not anybody particularly just in the good news. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, when we go
It's
to
a
go
common
to
topic.
events where there's a lot of like black people,
Yeah.
and it's jokingly said, it's playfully said,
Yeah.
it's not with bad intentions, but in my mind, like, it's when you guys say that, I always not compare it, but I always think makes me think of like when people tell me like, or when I've heard, oh, she doesn't speak Spanish, and it was like, so what does that make you less Latino because you don't speak Spanish?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time, it's like, no, if she's Mexican, she's Latina. That's what it is. Because I went to school with this girl, and she didn't really know any Spanish. But it's also her situation. Like, you don't know how they grew up, or but it doesn't make them any
Right.
less Latino. So, to me, I was talking to Moni last time. I was like, when you guys do the whole light skin versus dark skin, like, and you, in a way, not make them feel bad, but make them feel like, it sounds like they're not
like
black
othering.
enough.
Yeah.
You're not black enough. Which
Enough.
I think I would say, I want to say, I don't know if it's true. You can say on this, but I was just going to say it, that it makes it feel sometimes that like light skinned black people maybe feel like they have to like not outdo it or show or prove that they are black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think, and they fall into this light skin category, but I feel like that occurs more with people that are like mixed.
What do you
That,
mean?
like,
Explain
Yeah,
that.
the
Like-
fetishizing of ethnic,
like
you
mixed,
ethnic.
like half black and half another race. I
Okay.
feel like with that's more of like, oh, you're not black. Because I remember, well, before my nephews were born, I thought that like, oh, good hair and like loose curly hair, they don't got no issues. But me combing their hair, I know that mixed kids got like the same black issues.
Girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know.
Myra has
Yeah.
So I'm
biracial
like,
kids.
you just wet it, and it's just gonna be no. It's like an all day thing. And I remember this girl in my high school, like we was talking about black hair in our English class, and we were like, you don't have to go through that. Like you barely black, like you got good, quote unquote, good hair. When I used to use that term.
My producer just asked me to ask that question. What
Yeah.
is good hair?
Yeah.
Every hair is good hair. Healthy hair
Healthy
is good
hair
hair.
is good hair. I don't believe in good hair no more, but people
But society
thinks
says
that like
otherwise.
shiny, loose curls is like quote unquote good hair, but good hair is healthy hair to me.
It's a stereotype, and that's what
It's
we
a
were all
stereotype.
raised.
Yeah.
But
Especially in the black community, that's what we grew up on. Good hair was
Yeah.
you were mixed and you had soft curly hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
You combed through your hair. That
Yeah.
was good hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
But
looked at
you
her
see-
like, you don't even know what we talking about. Like, you're not part of this conversation. And she like, I still have to do the same stuff that y'all got to do to y'all hair. So it was kind of like she had to defend herself with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's, it has a lot to do with not just skin color, but like also hair and other features that you would kind of look at them as like, oh, you're not that black.
And I think, do you think part of that is because the people that have those features or have that hair or have that skin, you already know inside that they are not experiencing the same things you are experiencing. And perhaps they're experiencing or benefiting from those privileges.
Yeah.
And therefore, they're not part of your community.
For me personally, because my grandpa is a whole bunch of stuff. But him growing up in Detroit, he's lighter than you, green eyes, red hair. And growing up, he wasn't accepted by the whites,
Yeah,
even
right.
though he was white,
Mhm.
and then he wasn't accepted by the blacks either, even though he was black and all the
It's
other
crazy.
crap.
Just
for them to be
pigmentation of
so
skin.
light.
Yeah,
and then-
so it's just like for me, growing up, like Jackie said, like I've had a whole bunch of different type of friends. For me, it wasn't about like you get better privileges or whatever than me, because but for me it's different because my grandpa has told me stories about him growing up, so I know that for them, just because I think it mostly has to do with black people being uneducated, because what they don't know is that there's people in Africa. People think, oh, everybody in Africa is dark skinned. No, there's like literally red hair.
range.
super light, not
Albino.
albino, not
But there
albino,
are.
but
But
there
there
are.
are, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there are some that are super fair skin,
Natural
full of
blonde.
natural blondes, natural red, full of freckles in their face, depending on what part of Africa they're in. So I think it just has to do with people who I think it has to deal with people who are uneducated on that. There is different types of looking black people across the land, whether it be in Africa, whether it be in the islands, whether it be anywhere. Like there's so many different types of black people, and my cousin used to have to go through that. Like she's black, but because she has sandy hair and fair skin and light eyes, they assume that she's mixed. Like, no, she's black. She's like, oh, well, I'm Creole. No, bitch, you're black. Like, Creole is black. Like, get out of here.
And there's that discussion, too, of, like, why people are so quick to want to jump on, like, oh, I'm mixed. Oh, actually, my grandpa, three generations back, sister's best friend's cousin was Native American.
White.
I'm 1/100th European. And it's like, why is there this... Because there was an article, right? There's this article that says people want to hold on to those little parts because they feel like that makes them a little more unique. And instead of embracing 100% of who they just are, you know, because there's that discussion of like black as a race, right? So like, are your descendants from Africa? Are they from that continent? Is your lineage from there? Is that your race versus your pigmentation and your melanin intake?
Right.
Because you can be 100% black as a race and not be, just like you said, your pigmentation, your melanin intake not be there. And that should not kind of take away from you. But at the same time, we do have to acknowledge, like, there is a lot of privilege in that, right? And it's almost
I've actually had people be upset with me because they see, Moni's met like most of my family. I don't think she's ever met my grandparents though, but it's when you see all of my families together, there's a bunch of different races and there's a whole bunch of different looking black people. And when people that are outsiders see me, they're like, oh, what are you mixed with? Or when they see my hair is curled a certain way, or because they notice I have freckles on my face, and I'm like, I'm black. And they're like, oh, but no, I saw like your mom, or I saw this person. I'm like, yeah, but I'm black. And they're like, oh, but I seen your family. I'm like, okay, like, but I'm black. Like, I'm black.
Like, they want you to be.
And you know
else.
what?
Yeah.
I used to, like, when I was younger and I didn't know any better, I used to think that was like a compliment.
Oh, like that you're pretty for a black girl?
No, like, oh,
I
I thought you were
that.
mixed. What you mixed with? I used to be like, oh, I'm black. Like, oh, you think I'm mixed? I used to think that was like
a compliment.
As if like being full black was not a special thing.
Or not good enough.
Because that goes back to how we were raised and how we grew up. Like what Monty was saying earlier. And now it's like, oh, I'm mixed. Because you have even non-black that want to be mixed. Because now it's a trend.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was a taboo. It's different. Like, you didn't want to admit, like, I'm Panamanian. I look black. If you can see me, I look black. African American. But my mom, my dad, and my great grandparents are born and raised in Panama. My mom lives there to this day.
So what do you consider yourself?
I'm Afro-Latina.
Afro-Latina.
That's what I am. Before I didn't know the term Afro-Latina until my adult years. Growing up, I was Latina. That's what I knew. I just knew this new rage about Afro-Latina going on because everyone's trying to claim something. So, like, not getting to the second topic, but this is where Afro-Latina comes from, because now it's like being mixed is a trend.
Yeah.
So now we have to pull back and, like, claim what's ours. It's like, no, I'm Afro-Latina. But that's just saying is that now I feel like it's skin color and it's a trend. So now you want to be mixed. But before 15 years ago, it was like, oh, you're dark. You're too dark. I grew up with those dark comments. I grew up with, like, I wasn't pretty enough because I was too dark. Especially going to all white schools until I got to high school.
Coming from who, though, that you weren't pretty enough?
Peers. Sometimes
they're like
distant,
microaggressions.
Your friends?
Yeah. So those are my friends. And well, now I know better. But like my closest friends that we were bussed over from the black community, from our hood, to go to white schools, was that I was too dark. As a black person, no one even knowing that I'm Hispanic. It's just that I'm a black person that was dark. I have nappy hair. And nothing wrong with being nappy hair. Yes, I'm plaid to be nappy. My 4C hair, and just like my features, my big lips, my nose, my butt. It was always an issue because everyone's like a toothpick around me, and it was always compared to all my other black friends, I was like one of the darkest ones. It's like a handful of us, but it exists that I was between my own peers, and I thought I feel safe going to an all white school. Us 10 people, I thought we were good, but no. Within us 10 people, we end up having what we now talk colorism between us because I was too dark, my hair was too nappy.
Did you ever experience it from somebody your own skin complexion?
No.
That's a good
But
question.
that is an
What about you,
interesting point
Moni
that you
or
bring up.
Kirsten?
Well, people used to call me dark skin all the time, but
But in a like negative way or positive way?
both, like, I guess more of as an adult now, like, people be like, oh my gosh, like, your skin is so pretty, like, and I don't know what that means. I mean, do you mean clear? Like, what the fuck is pretty? I don't know what that means, but okay. But as a kid, it's like, you know, in the summertime, you be getting all burnt crispy, your edges be sweated out and stuff.
Oh, that's the
You
worst.
know, and I got sent to Louisiana.
I'm
I got
allergic to the
sent
sun.
to Louisiana every year, and the sun is like cooking me, like, you know. But you know, black people change colors throughout the year. Like, I'm lighter in the winter, and I'm darker in the summer, like, you know. But you know, when you're kids, people are like, oh, you're dark skin, like, oh, you're ugly because you're dark skin, or people be like, oh, like, you must be mixed with something because you're dark skin, but your hair is long. I had really long hair as a kid, but it's just like, that doesn't mean that I'm literally black. Like, just certain parents take care of their kids' hair, and certain parents don't know how to take care of their kids' hair, or then sometimes their kids' hair just has generational from somewhere else hair. Like, you know, like,
Everybody has different textures.
Yeah. Everybody has,
We don't have
right.
Yeah.
My hair changes textures today, and I'm getting ready to be 20. I have like 4 different types of curls on my head.
No,
like,
mine
you know?
change texture like depending on how I wash it, like the order and products.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's just
That's
like,
crazy.
so it's just like, I've experienced it as a kid, and I think I told you, because, you know, I was born up in Merced,
Yes.
and that's where we lived on military base. So all of my friends were white, and I didn't know that there was a difference between us until her grandpa said I couldn't come to her birthday party, one of my friends.
Speak on that. I remember that story.
So basically, she was like, oh, yeah, my grandpa said you can't come. I'm sorry. Like, you know, and I didn't understand. And he was like, oh, well, and I know you hate this word, but I'm going to just say what she said to me. So sorry ahead of time.
You don't have to
listeners.
apologize to me, but I don't use the word.
Yeah. But basically, the little girl, we were like maybe like 5 or 6 at the time, but she said, oh, my grandpa doesn't like niggers. Now, I didn't know what that meant
That's
at
so
that time.
heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't know what that meant. And so I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, I was sad, but I didn't know like what it meant. So when I went to go tell my dad, he's like,
Ooh.
it was like a whole new thing. He was like, what? Like, you know? And so then that's when it was kind of like you kind of like had to have a talk, but as a kid you don't really understand. And then as I got older and we moved down here, and I'm going to, you know, school, and I have all these different friends. It's like you learn so much about, you know, different people growing up. But that was like, I was like, oh wow, like I didn't even know that was like, you know, a thing. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but it's just I think personally that that it's a taught thing, and I've said this to Jackie before, because us as kids, like, we did some nasty shit, like sharing food with each other and always hugging too much and touching and shit. Like, kids, you know, like that's just what kids did. They just loved everybody.
Yeah.
And I tell Jackie all the time, sometimes I forget she's not black, like, because I don't be thinking. Like,
You're not the first person that's told me that. Like,
no,
you're
I
seriously
forget. Like,
not.
it's like when I like grow friends, like when I consider you my friend, you're like family to me. So sometimes I'm just like talking, and sometimes she hates that I say the N-word, and I'm like, oh dang, you're not even black, my bad. Like, you know, I forget. I don't see color like when I see my friends, and that's just how it is like when it's younger. But I know some people where I've had a friend of mine tell me like, oh, like you're the first black person that I felt comfortable around, and I didn't know how I felt about that, because I'm like, well, what the like feeling. So if I bring you around my friends, are you not gonna feel comfortable?
I think what's crazy is that now in this day and age, because of social media, because everybody points out every single thing that you say and that you do, it's now you have to watch everything that you say around your friends or what you post. And us growing up, I mean, me growing up, I grew up in a predominantly black community, and all of that is normal to me. I'm like, man, this is how everybody talks to each other. Like, we all talk, like our friends talk to each other that way, but then it gets posted on social media, and now it's like a huge thing. And I understand that it's offensive, but when you're, you know what I mean? And I don't say anything offensive to anybody, especially, I would never say the N-word. I don't care how comfortable my friends are with me. I'm like, dude.
The whole time I was a co-host on the Good
but
News,
still,
Keith tried to make me say it, and I would not say it.
No, it's just.
But my thing is,
first of all, I mean, even if you are black, I just don't think it's a even for women to say it.
Right.
Even if you're black, it's not a good look. If you ask me.
Let me explain
if you're
myself.
not rapping, then I don't. It
Let me
doesn't
explain.
sound good to me.
So I know Kirsten keeps saying that I don't like when they say it. It's not that. It's just like my mentality is like, I don't even like when women use the word bitch. Like, sometimes it'll come out because, you know, like, what's a bitch? But I really try.
No, Jackie, I drink and I'm sorry.
No. And I get it. I'm not trying to change you guys. What I'm trying to do is just maybe give you love in a different way, because you guys have been, like you said, you grew up that way. And I just want to be able to, like, give you positive affirmations, like call you queen, call you beautiful, call you king, sis, positive affirmations. It's not that I hate when people use it. I'm just trying to lead you to use more positive ways, because that really has an effect on how we talk to each other and how we are with ourselves. And the kids after us are listening. So if they hear me and Moni having a conversation, and if my niece walked in and she keeps hearing me call her queen, like, yes, queen, you look good today. Like, you are working that, shirt, whatever. Yes, beautiful. They're going to hear that and they're going to take that with them. Whereas instead of me saying, shut up, bitch, you so stupid, I hate you, stop acting like a slut, they're going to hear that too. And Moni's not like that. I'm just saying, I'm just using that Moni as an example, because she's right in front of me. But as an example.
That's too far.
No, but that's, people talk like that. Females talk like that to each other. So I'm trying to be that person.
Our group of people, we don't talk to each other that way. No.
And sometimes a bitch will hear stuff and they're like,
it'll come out here.
Well, especially when you're drinking, but I try to be cautious of it.
There's so many different ways to say that word.
Yeah, see, the way that you just said it sounds offensive. It sounds like, what type of ratchet ass friends do you have?
Right.
That's what it sounds
like. It's so funny, because back in the day somebody said you shouldn't curse. It doesn't sound right on you. And so I never cursed after that. But I just try to be a positive.
Where it just kind of.
And this is when it comes down to, like, the whole, like, colorism. You know what I mean? Like, coming back around to the topic. Like, I just wanted to. Have you guys heard of light skin privilege? Have you heard of that?
Yes. It happens in my family. My own family.
And I will admit, like, it's happened to me. Yeah. Light skin privilege has happened to me. Let me give you a perfect example. I was driving to Carson from Inglewood. I had my nephew, who was 22 years old, in the back holding this cake that I picked up from Sweet Community, which is now Flour and Sugar. Shout out to Danny. Yeah. She made a cake for my nephew. And so it was like one of those fondue cakes. It's really nice. And so my nephew was in the back holding it so it wouldn't, drop. The next thing I know, I'm on the freeway. I think I'm on the 110, and I get pulled over. You guys are never going to guess this. So let me just really quick. Do not get parking tickets. It messes you up. So let me just tell you, I didn't have registration. I lost my driver's license at the Beyonce concert. So I'm driving with no registration and no driver's license. I already told my nephew, I said, okay, if I go to jail, this is who you're going to call. I was serious.
All the laws.
I really thought that they were going to take me. I was like, this is it. Like, they're going to take me. They're going to take my car. You're going to call Anna. I said, call my sister, call your tia, and, just let them know this is what's going to happen. And I'm preparing him. Yeah. You know what he does? He grabs his phone and starts getting on Snapchat. It's hilarious. But I think it was also like, when you see the police now, you want to record everything. Yeah. So literally, that's exactly what happened. Not with the him getting the phone out. The cop comes to my window. First, he comes to his window because he's sitting in the back. He taps the glass. I put down the window all the way down so he can see it's my nephew, and he's holding the cake. And I put my window down, and so I'm holding, the what is it called? The steering wheel, like they tell you to, and that's where I keep it. And so and first he comes with an attitude like, put down your window, the back one. I put it down. He sees my nephew holding a cake, and then his whole attitude changed. He's like, oh, you're going to a birthday party. And I said, yeah, I'm going to my nephew's birthday party. And I try to be like cheery because I already know, like, I'm in the shithole. This is where my light skin privilege is in, and I'm not even kidding because I know. He asked for my driver's license first. Well, driver's license and registration. And I said, shit. And so I said, officer, I went to the Beyonce concert last weekend, and I lost it at the Beyonce concert. And he said, okay, give me your registration. And I said, about that, I don't have it. I just paid off my parking tickets, which was holding my registration. And I told him just like that. And I told him it was like $600 at that time worth of parking tickets. Oh, God. And so I was like, I just paid them. And so I don't have my registration. I don't have my registration or my driver's license. So he runs my plates, and then I give him an old ID that I had, and he runs that. So he was out back there. And then when he comes back, this time he comes with this guy. I thought he was like a civilian. He's wearing jeans and a shirt, and he's like standing by my window, and I'm like scared as hell at this point, but he's like, don't worry, that's my partner, he's just undercover. I was like, okay. And then he's like, all right. He gives me my old ID back, and he tells me, make sure you get that done. I'm just going to write you a fix-it ticket. So you're just gonna come back and show your once you get your driver's license and your registration, you just come and you get you fix that and that's it. All right, and then have fun at your birthday party, and that was it. He got in his car. That was it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have anything.
Why do you think it was light skin privilege? What if it was just
I'm
a good
white.
day?
I know that I'm white passing. I know I'm light skinned Mexican. I'm light skinned. I'm not like super white pale. I mean, I am in the winter. I'm trying to get my color back, but I know this. I know this. And
what about your nephew? Does he look?
He's
more...
actually darker, but he's probably Monie's complexion. And but he was holding the cake. And he was just like, he's young. I said, this is my nephew. Like, he looks harmless. He's holding a freaking kid's birthday cake, a 6-year-old birthday cake. I think it was like Spider-Man or something. Yeah. And he's holding it. So, like, we look harmless. But I'm the driver, and I said, that's my nephew. And I know that was light skin privilege.
Yeah.
For sure. If it was anybody else, they would have taken my car. They would have put me to jail or, arrested me.
Or even if you would have looked a little different. Like, if you would have had something tied around your hair
or tatted.
Or tattoos.
True, that's so true.
It's all about the way you look.
I have like a similar story. I just call her my cousin. It's my sister's best friend. She's Guatemalan. She's married to a black man, right? And she tells us that anytime that he's in a car alone, he's more liable to get pulled over. Yeah. But when she's with him, because she's really light, she's like white skin. Yeah. When she's with him, they are ready to pull him over, and they look, and they're like, okay, never mind. Like, as if him being with her, like, he's taking on her light privilege, or they feel a different way about him.
They do, yeah, they are. Because they're going to, like, assert her privilege over his form of...
That's wild to me.
And it's just a reality of how things are. Not that they should be accepted, right? So there's also, like, that discussion, like, what can you do to combat colorism?
Yeah, that's crazy. Have you ever experienced your light skin privilege? That you can think of?
Every day. I think I'm like a pendeja sometimes. So I just feel like in Spanish, that's like you kind of do stuff where there's just been a lot of incidents in my younger years where like I know I should have been given a ticket and I definitely was not. Like there's been illegal substances. There's been, things that like are clear markers of like not being the law. And I've definitely like gotten in cops' faces. Like I've just done a lot of things that I know, like people that are like me, but much darker would never have, like at all. Like I've gone into stores. I remember being little and like 5-finger discounting things, and like nobody like was following me around the store. Like I would just grab things and walk out, and my mom would get mad, of course, but like nobody suspected me of it, and I never really had an issue. I never felt like, oh my God, somebody's watching me, like, or oh my God, like they noticed that I took this. Like I genuinely was like, meh, I'm just gonna walk out.
Yeah.
Not that that's a good habit, y'all. But, like, those are just small examples of, like, that's not true. So, like, my like, what do I call him? I guess my boyfriend. I just don't like that term. But, like, my partner, like, he just has very different experiences. And we go to the same store and we'll, like, split up because we want different things. And, like, there's been clear times where people have followed him throughout the store. But and me, I'm, like, good to go. And then on the way out, like, once they see us together in the checkout, that, like, security guard will kind of just, like, dissipate in the background. And, like, he'll be like, dude, that guy was following me the entire time. And I'm like, nobody was following me.
And her partner's black, just FYI.
And I was drinking all the drinks and eating all the snacks. So.
Huh? You didn't know that? Yeah, her partner is black.
He's black.
So that's why she's saying that.
And it's like, and it's nowadays. So it's not even like when I was younger, I would get away with stuff. It's literally like, we'll be together and I'll, like, see it. Or like.
What about you, Moni? Have you ever experienced either from both spectrum?
Like colorism. Similar to what Kirsten was talking about earlier, I had a neighbor. We were really close. We were like the same age. When I met her, I actually thought she was mixed with black. They were like, her and her sisters were like dark-skinned Mexican. So curly hair, like thick curly hair. So when her quinceañera came around and we were so close, like I was going to be in it. But
you're going to be a dama.
Yeah.
Damn,
I was for somebody else. It was lit.
She took you out.
But yeah, so I was going to be in it. But then her older sister-in-law was like, oh, like, you're going to have black people in your quinceañera. That's ghetto. It's not going to look right. How are the pictures going to look when everybody's all light and you got the one dark person to stand out?
How old was her cousin?
I don't know. She was older. I don't remember. But, I was like 14, 15. And then she was just like, oh, yeah, so you're not going to be in it no more. And I didn't even go. I was like, fuck her quinceañera.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I want to piggyback out for that because
Sharika.
I actually had a quinceañera.
Mm.
And my black friends didn't show up.
I wasn't invited.
I didn't know you. I was living in the Bay Area, my home. And shout out to the Bay Area.
Shout out Bay Area. Where's Kathy in the box?
But my friends didn't show up to my quinceañera.
Wait, which friends didn't come?
No friends, because I was a black. They didn't believe I was having a quinceañera. First of all, they're like, I'm supposed to have a sweet 16. I was like, no. At that time, I thought I was supposed to because, like I said, I'm in high school, so I'm doing this for my mom. Like, my mom is Latina. For me back then, this is me saying my mom's Latina. My mom wants me to have this party when you're 15. Like I didn't get this. I don't get since I was like 8. It was happening.
Yeah.
But I had one, and none of my friends showed up. The only black people there were my family because we're all black. So that was only black people I had at my quinceañera. And then the 2 Spanish people, well, they're Honduran, but they're Spanish looking, that were in my quinceañera. That was it. It was, so I had a, hope my mom's not listening to this, but it wasn't a good quinceañera.
Oh, well,
and I have a lot of friends. I was a cheerleader. I was captain of the cheerleading squad. I was popular. Yeah. But when it came to my Hispanic side, everyone's like, wait, what? Like, no.
Why did they not want to come, though?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because I wasn't really having one.
They are pretty lit.
They are.
Lit.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, it was fun with us. It was my family.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm 15. I want to party with my family. It was just family.
That happened, too, when I was actually in one with my best friend at the time because her family didn't care about black people. They was like, okay, cool. Like, they loved us, you know?
Right.
But her black friends didn't come, I guess. Because, I don't know. For me, I grew up with Latinas all around me. So, it's, like, normal to go to a quinceañera. But I think for maybe black people, they feel, like, a little misplaced. Like it's too different for them.
I don't know if you guys follow the Good News Radio and you saw the post. I posted that because and that reminded me of Kosi because I take her to she's been to all my family parties. That's how she met Madi. She dances more than me.
Yeah,
and she dances with a partner. Like I'm not. I feel like I used to be, but I'm not anymore. To Spanish music, they're called la rancheras, where you grab each other and you're dancing like fast, and you're dancing partners. She's so good at it. I used to be good at it. I don't have it anymore. She dances with like my cousins, like my brothers, and she'll just be dancing merengue, bachata, salsa. So when I saw that video, I was like, Kosi, that is so you right there, and it's so funny. But I feel like why would they not want to go? Is it because the music, because they're not used to it, or is it that they feel out of place?
I think they would feel out of place. But if somebody's inviting you, then why not go?
And not like even we don't have to take it to like the extreme of like, oh, they felt like super ostracized or like super racialized. But it's like, you know, a white person, an Indian person, a Chinese person, they might be super like, oh fuck, I've never been part of a fucking quinceañera. Like, I don't know how I would feel if I went at 15 years old not knowing shit to like super Indian wedding or a super like a Jewish bar mitzvah.
Indian wedding is lit too.
I actually went to one too, and
they have good music. I feel like my friends invited me to like a bar mitzvah, and I was like, I don't know what that would be, so I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just feel like I didn't have that experience until I had it. So when we say like, oh, like people feel left out, people feel some type of way, like the only reason why I'm able to like go out and like hang out with her family is because I got thrown into it. So it's like I feel like that can't be an excuse. Oh, they feel left out, blah blah blah. Like no, like. You have the opportunity to allow yourself to be open to other experiences.
They're just
not
how it felt.
They probably aren't comfortable in that environment, so that's maybe why they don't go. And you just have to be open. A lot of people aren't open-minded.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of people. A lot of people just like to be comfortable. They don't like the feeling of being uncomfortable. Me, I have the leisure of having so many different types of races in my family, so it's just like I get to do everything.
And that brings us back to why colorism exists in the first place, because we are so busy placing ourselves in on a level, on a hierarchy, like light skin, dark skin, blah blah blah, and it goes back to that, like being comfortable, and that's definitely why we have colorism in our communities within ourselves. We do say, yeah, white people do this, white people do that, but it's with us.
But I will say this: if you go to an environment that you're not used to or you're not part of normally, and you go with an open mind, it's gonna be good unless the people there make you feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
When I first started, like when Keith and I were like first working with each other during the Good News, I remember he saw one of my videos that I posted, and I was at a Baptist church. He's like, Jackie, what are you doing at a Baptist church? You're just everywhere. And I said, well, my goddaughters are performing. I am everywhere. I don't care. I literally will go anywhere. Like, and maybe that could be my light skin privilege too. That I feel like I can go anywhere.
I feel that. I could kind of.
I feel like I can
go. That's your personality. It's not your light skin. You are a welcoming person.
Yeah, you are. You are.
That's just who you are.
Oh, okay, that could be it too.
You're willing to go into any situation, because the people that you know, you choose your friends wisely.
Yeah,
so you're never gonna go in a situation where you're uncomfortable, because if I invite you somewhere and it's all black people, you would feel just right at home.
Yeah,
because you know me, you trust me.
Yeah,
you know I would never put you in a situation
that
you're uncomfortable.
Right,
and that's the feeling that I had, like with my quinceañera. I was like, okay, why didn't you come? Because if we're all black, I'm the same color as you. Actually, I'm a little lighter than you.
Yeah,
but you still didn't come. So it's like there's
that's
still like
true too.
It's still a reason.
I mean, I do, like, when I'm saying, like, I've gone to Baptist church, and, like, I really didn't know anybody but my sister and my nieces and my brother-in-law. That was it.
You're catching hold.
But that was all you needed to know.
I was like, okay, this is a good time right here.
Yep.
I would stand up. I didn't know exactly what the sayings, but I wanted to sing with them, you know? And I was like, yeah. I just didn't know it was 3 hours long, y'all. 3 hours long.
Oh, yeah,
I was
church
in that
is
church.
long.
That's
but
a short one.
I've only been to 2 different types of churches: Catholic church and 3.
Baptist?
3 Baptist, Catholic, and I go to Church of Christ. I don't like Baptist church.
Nice.
But my church is Church of Christ. So those are the 3 types. Oh, and I've actually been to an evangelism church before too. It was weird. Yeah. I'm not bashing if anybody is. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But yeah. So I mean, I think like she said, it's really just your personality. Like you're the only person that can make me do some stuff, because you be like, oh, come on, Kirsten, because you know I'm not nice to people. You're like, oh,
we're working on that, y'all. We're working on that. I was really proud of you when we went to Pittsburgh.
She got me.
Thank you.
I was.
Can we talk about colorism?
And you did really good at the Get Right's live show when you were tested. And I even grabbed you real quick. I
felt you tugging on the back of me, because
I think
somebody's wig was about to be on the floor that day.
Yeah.
But let me just talk about this.
You
colorism.
held your own, and I was so proud of you.
I did. I just heard this was Jackie. Look, Sharika.
During the picture.
She was like, Sheena,
remember that girl that was
I got you, Kirsten.
The girl that was like with the big hair, like yelling.
She was shouting in my face.
Happened? I thought they knew her.
That's who I thought about.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Myra. My whole body felt hot.
Yeah.
And I had to remember that I had on a Good News logo.
Yeah. And I've told her that. You represent the Good News now. And it's like customer service. Sometimes you're going to get people that are just, you know, and we're in the business where we're going to probably get hecklers. Yep. And that's, you just have to know how to like hold your own.
And I felt surrounded, because it was just like I was in like work mode. So it was just like
Chris said her loud ass. He got your back. We all had your back.
It was like you. It was Simone, Jamise, Danny, and then you were tugging on the back of me, and I just had to turn. I was just like, okay, I'm giving her my phone. Yes. Like I was trying to like.
I was like, she don't know her.
No, she doesn't. we were all thinking the same thing, but I was like, I really felt that Kirsten was about to pop off. That's why I was closer. I was ready to just. If I saw Kirsten swing up, I was about to pull her from her hip and pull her towards me. I'm so quick.
I'm glad.
You've saved me from a few.
Yes, I have.
She is.
I have.
But
Jackie, did we get the summary of the story real quick?
Yeah, Jackie mentioned what the
fight.
Good News.
Well, not the fight. There was no fight.
No.
Pittsburgh, right? Okay, so colorism. So look, in Pittsburgh, we were bar hopping everything, and we're like the most mixed group out there, because in Pittsburgh it's very black and white, and that's it. Like I think the only Latina people we saw worked in the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Those are the only.
That's how it is on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, certain parts of the East Coast.
Yeah.
And Chris is, where's Chris from again? Because he's not from L.A. Where's Chris from?
Chris is from L.A.
No, he's not. He's not from L.A.
Oh.
He's not from L.A. We don't claim him.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
So we were bar hopping, and the first thing that bothered me was that we're all having a good time. Mind you, I'm lit. We had already been drinking, and these people don't believe in taking chasers. So I'm drunk as hell.
They don't. But I outdrank them, FYI. Of course. I outdrank them.
I had these long braids in my hair, and this white lady came up to me, and she was stroking me like I was a fucking pet.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, bitch, are you stupid? Yeah. Like, what? I didn't know, like, it was so, and it was just like, I was so drunk that I was really just trying to collect myself.
And Tim's wife, I think, was the one that said something, right?
Yeah, no, let me tell you when she said something. So first it was, she stroked my hair, and then Jackie made me stand in the corner and drink my drink because she already knew that I was about to act up.
Because this is my first time traveling with Kirsten. I was still getting to know her. I even got some advice from Moni. I was like, what should I expect? I mean, what's her limit?
I was like,
she gave me some advice. And so
I hope they control her.
She did. She gave me some good advice. So I was like, okay, I feel the energy that I'm getting is like she's not gonna stay quiet. But that's, you know, Kirsten's very passionate, and she's very loyal. She's a good friend, but she's also very passionate. So like if she was your best friend and she saw somebody messing with you, she would jump in. She would say something. She's one of those, and that's you want somebody like that in the corner. Mm-hmm. But I told her like we're going there for business, and so it's not. I mean, yes, it's gonna be a fun trip, but it's not a vacation. It's still work. Like we went for the good news. We went to represent. So we're a company traveling. So we can't make the company. I had to give her that talk because, you know, like Keith had that talk with me. So I was having that talk, you know, so we it's just kind of like taking care of each other.
Right.
And she already knew if something did pop off, we all going to jump in. We're all going to do something.
So Jackie put me in the corner on a semi-timeout.
Where I could watch her.
We were just twerking in our own little corner.
Yes,
so
we were.
Then one of our friends, he's like 7, 8.
Oh, yeah. The one with the dreads?
Yeah. And this white lady walks up to him and puts her hand on his chest. She was like, "Oh my God, are you Waka Flocka?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And so our friend,
Stop it.
So
why
our friend,
are they touching you guys?
Right.
Like, that's
right.
Exactly.
That's the thing that I don't like. Like, I'm not some pet puppet. Like, you could just come touch me. Like, why? What makes you think that that's okay? But that's a colorism thing. That, oh, I'm white, so I could touch you if I want to. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's a colorism thing as much as it is like white superiority thing.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
Exactly.
Like, just in general.
You're just some sort of pet. Or
can I
some
touch
sort
your
of,
hair?
like,
Right.
Or people's fascination with
this
you.
Is the thing. If you ask me, I'm totally okay with that. I've had white people at my job asking like, "Oh, well, how long did it take? Can I feel it?" And I'm fine with that if you ask me, but don't just come up to me stroking me.
Nobody, you can't go to nobody
don't
and
ask me
touch
to touch
them.
my hair. That's
So why would it ever be okay?
So why would you
to
think
do
it's
that?
okay? That's what I'm saying. So then when she did that to him, and she was like, "Oh my God, you Waka Flocka," and before he answered, she was already like all up on him trying to take a picture. And Tiara was like, "Okay, no, that's offensive." Like she was like, "Oh, I just thought because
not everybody looks the same.
He doesn't look anything like." I'm gonna show you a picture of him. He doesn't look anything like Waka Flocka.
Was she? I will say this.
I will say
this. Not in her defense, but like, was she also drunk?
I honestly don't even know.
No.
To be honest with you, her daughter did apologize. Though she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for my mom." It was like her mom. She was like, "Oh,
my
I'm so
God,
sorry for
it was
my
her mom's."
Yeah, and remember the daughter came over there like apologizing, but our friend Tiara, she like went off on her because it was like she had already knew about the other lady touching my hair. I think it might have been the same lady.
Yeah, I think
touching my hair. So it was just like, what is wrong with you? Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Like, you know. And even if you did think he was Waka Flocka, you can't just come and rubbing your hands all on his chest. Like,
or how do you not know that that's low key potentially racist to say? Like, go up to a black person and ask them if they're this black person. It's like, did you think that one through?
But it was like the reason Tiara went off because she was like, "Oh, well, maybe he plays football, but I know you from somewhere." But it's like, no, he doesn't do any of that. Like, he's a regular person. He just happens to be tall with long dreads.
Yeah,
right. You have to be famous. Yeah, or you have to be somebody. It's like people's okay with that.
So Kosi has something to say.
Hi. So I feel like it's not racism. I think it's not racism. It's more it's more so like how we view ourselves in our community and how like we uplift certain images. Like we're all about our men who play sports. We're all about our rappers. We're all about that. So outside communities see what we're doing and who we're uplifting. And so then they're like, "Oh my God, like yeah, like are you Waka Flocka? Oh my God, like fuck, like because we're doing it. It's something that we are doing, and it's allowing them to think that it's okay." So when we talk about that,
we're pumping
we
up.
need to think about like, hey, like what is it that we're doing to uplift or not uplift our own community that they're seeing. So like we have to ask ourselves that we can't continue to blame our problems on white people. We can't.
Well, I can definitely agree to that. That I don't pin all of my all of that on white people, but I can say that white people do think that all black people look alike, and that's irritating to me.
Yes.
Just like on the news when they were like something, what they call him? They mistook Samuel Jackson or Fisher for the same. They don't look anything alike. Yeah. And Samuel Jackson, like you can't like those people, but it happens all the time. It happens to me at work, and they're like, oh, I just saw you, and I'm like, I just got here, and they're like, oh, you didn't have, like, no, you saw another black girl here, and you're not used to seeing black people here, so you just thought we were the same person.
And you should acknowledge that, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I thought it was you, instead of like normally what happens is like, oh.
Oh, you guys look so much alike.
Yeah, and it's like,
but that's their favorite thing to say. You guys look alike, and I'm like, I don't look anything like her.
Yeah. But I think that actually might be a race to race thing, because when I was working at this one job and everybody was white and blonde, it took me a long time to figure out who was who. So
I'm with you. I've done the same
thing. Happens with a lot of other Asian people. Sorry, y'all. It's hard.
I have a question.
I gotta question myself with that sometimes.
I have a question for all of you. So because I feel there might be either some, I don't know if you can say I'm wrong, some tension between, not tension, but like something between light skin and dark skin women, or black and Latina women. Do you think that are men partly to blame for the tension or the rift between light-skinned women and dark-skinned women?
Yes.
No.
Partly.
Let's go around the table.
That's a good one.
Partly. I'm not gonna say.
Let's start with you, Kirsten. 50%. You said, go ahead.
I'm only gonna say partly because there's so many other things. I honestly just think it started with slavery. I don't think it had anything to do with men in the first place.
Well, what about
now?
But
I mean, and now, but as in now, I think that men play a small part in it, only because you always hear men say, and you've heard us talk about this on our show, you always hear men say, well, I prefer to date light-skinned women because this, and that, or light-skinned women normally have pretty hair, or they normally have lighter eyes, or they have better bodies, or whatever the case may be. But that's because for somewhere along the line, light-skinned girls were titled as exotic.
Light-skinned girls are exotic.
According to men, somewhere along the line, that's how that was.
Pretty black girls.
Yeah, they're the pretty black girls just because they're light skinned.
You're kind of right on that, where it said it started from slavery. Where when I was doing my research, the light skinned black slaves were in the house, so they were house slaves, and they were considered smarter. They were considered like more. They were considered better,
more valuable,
more valuable than the dark.
And no disrespect, but basically because they were most of them were rape
Say
babies.
It. Yep, they were.
They were rape babies.
They were.
And so they got more teachings and things like that. And it was just, and I think that was just more to like suppress and separate black people.
So they can be used for more sex, though. That's why they're in the
Right.
house.
Yeah, really, it was just cycles and cycles of just.
And some of them were their own children.
Right.
So they're gonna take care of them.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
The privilege of like light skin.
What about you, Sharika? You were a hard no.
I was a hard no, but listening to what you're saying, I do agree with that to a certain extent, but only because I was just raised so independent. Like, we're too grown. Yes, you can blame a man's fault for a child. Like, if you're a father and you're instilling in front of your little girl saying, your dark-skinned girl, oh, your light skin is better. Yes, that's your fault. But when you're grown up, you're in your late 20s or 30s, you've been through life together, you've been through high school, you know enough. There's no reason.
What if you heard a black man say, I don't date black women, I only date, they're not for me, they're crazy, they're loud, they're this, I only like white girls, I only like Asian girls, I only like Latinas. You don't think that creates some type of rift between the two?
Because he has a preference?
See, that's a thin line.
Is it a preference or is it you looking down on others?
I have a preference.
So we have.
Okay, but here's the thing.
But your preference does not evade your respect or humanization of those people.
Let me clear that up real quick. Preference is like you saying, okay, I do prefer this. But here's the difference.
I prefer this ice cream.
Are you going to talk ill of this person? So what it is, a lot of the time, men can't just say, okay, if they just said, oh, I just prefer to date light-skinned girls.
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
But they say, I prefer to date this because they are this, they are that. And they say negative.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That's where, and a lot of men do that. Yeah. Men will do that, and then it makes a tension between the two women.
Yeah.
But why? Why would you get
You've even had white women. You've even had white women say, well, that's why black men date us because we're going to be, this, we're going to do that. We cook for them. We're not loud. We're
triggered.
Exactly. It's real.
Because us as light-skinned and dark-skinned women, we give them... Sorry?
But
we joking.
We
That's
definitely live in a society that's run by the
Comments like that
patriarchy.
make you
Just gonna
wanna-
throw that out there.
That is so true, Madi. Say, wait.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Madi, say that one more time.
We definitely live in a society that's run by the patriarchy.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
no matter what, it's not that I'm giving men the power; it's that they already have it.
So we're
as
trying
far
to take it back.
controlling.
And I agree with that, but how, as women, you're gonna sit here now and try to take it back and say that it's men have the reason for this? No,
Because they need,
women-
As
women,
they
that's
need
the
to be
whole
held
reason.
accountable.
Just a
They-
very small part.
They need to be held accountable. It's not me saying like it's your fault. Oh, my life is. It's more like it is your fault. You need to be held accountable. It's not. It's not me bashing
all
men.
men.
It's me saying that you
Not
need
all
to be
men
accountable.
feel that way.
No, not all men.
But
no.
all
You
men
not
are
all men.
still have the responsibility.
They should
to speak up.
That's true. I agree with that. But
So
you have
period,
these.
point blank.
I've actually read through comments. One day I had nothing to do and reading through comments about a topic like this, and you have these ignorant men going back and forth about, oh no, but yeah, the dark skinned women do this and dark skinned women do that, and it's like, why are you categorizing women
Yeah.
and putting them in one category just because they're dark skinned? They all do this. If, not all
Yeah.
women are this, and then they say the same thing about Latinas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Latinas are this.
Yeah.
And then, all white. You know, it goes. It's just how they view women.
Yeah.
They don't respect women. These are just ignorant dudes.
I think
that don't
I
respect
think
them.
a large part outside of slavery, I think on the larger part of what causes riffraff between women, I think is social media, and I've discussed that
Yes.
with Jackie. I definitely think it's social media because when you look at the type of girls they choose to put in music videos or the type of girls that they use in commercials or things like that is only just as in the last maybe year or two where they
It's
started
getting
to
better.
put beautiful brown-skinned women, you know, with
Thank you,
natural
Lupita.
afro.
You know what's going to change that too is having more women in the industry. For example,
Yes.
Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes made a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, the lead role in one of her hit TV shows. You know which one it is? That's right. No.
I'm sorry.
How to Get Away with Murder.
You had to get away
She's
with murder.
so pretty.
She is.
Yeah.
She's
She has
really
beautiful
pretty.
skin, like it's so
And
smooth
she like
and
older
soft.
black women.
Yeah.
Clear.
Not the young model type. I mean,
No,
she's
exactly.
beautiful.
And she's
Yeah.
not young. She is
She's
older.
not young. She's older.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she has a strong black husband. Not that that's her, and she has like adopted daughter. Like it's her family history is not picture perfect white fence America.
Right.
And she made her this big role, and that was very important for the community.
And the only way to keep having more women in there is to support the women that are already out there.
Yeah.
So when you guys see
Agreed.
that Shonda Rhimes is out there promoting her shows, her movies, or whatever comes out, promote that and go watch it, support it, and have more women be a part of that. The only way to change it is to put more women in the media because, like she says, men run it. Men run a lot of the stuff. And in social media, in the movies, they control how we're seen in the public, in the media.
true.
So we need to change that.
And it influences
And we can't
the
follow
young-
it
the-
for it.
It influences the young boys.
Yes.
Because this
Yes.
is who
I
they
agree with
see.
that.
This is
And
who they
young
see
girls.
in music videos. This is who they see their favorite rappers
Did-
with. So
Yeah.
they're thinking like, oh, this is better.
Yeah.
It's more high quality. And it's so funny because in the 90s, if you go look back at 90s videos, these girls was like black. It was like black
Sweated
rappers.
out edges, stretch
Like
marks.
natural ass hair.
Did you
no
guys watch
weave.
the movie Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
So when I was doing research, I came across. Did you hear about that?
Yes. I
That
did.
they put the women in categories by letters. Letter A was light skin, fair skin, beautiful, smart, and they're like, this is what we want to show, sexy. And then they put letter D was dark skin, ghetto, loud,
Yeah.
big girls. They were like putting that in categories, and it's like this is Straight Outta Compton. This is a movie that's like took place in a predominantly black community, and this is
Right.
how you're gonna try to represent it.
Right.
And they were trying to show.
But think about the years that this happened, though.
No, this movie just recently made.
No, but they were talking about like Eazy-E era. So this era was when we grew up, and I'm telling you, this is when light skinned girls were more popular. They were it. They got
So
excited.
in
They
the
got
in the
excited.
'80s,
Cast
in the
the
'80s,
movie.
it was like appreciated, and then in the '90s, it wasn't.
No, it was not. It was so when I was born '86. So when I was growing up going to school, it was like I was too dark to be pretty to guys to like me. Whether I never knew like saying white or black guys. Any guys in general wouldn't like me because I was too dark. I wasn't light skinned. I didn't have my curly hair. I didn't have long hair at all. I didn't have soft curly hair. You could put a comb through my damn hair. So I wasn't pretty. That's just what it was. So anybody lighter than me was pretty and beautiful that can put their hair in a ponytail.
So you're saying it made sense with the time.
They had if they would have had all dark girls, I would have called bullshit on that movie.
Okay, you got that. That's a point. And the thing that I heard about the NWA movie is that they pulled in dark skinned girls to play their like love interest when they weren't big, and then when they got big, that's when they had the light skinned extras. But now that you say that, it makes sense with the time. Like
that's true too.
It makes a little more sense. It's still fucked up, but
it
is true.
It could be open minded and super nice, because maybe the producer did have some racism, colorism thing going on. But for me, like growing up in that era, that's really what it was. You had to cast what actually was.
Do you guys think that Beyonce would be as big as she is now if she was dark skinned?
Nope.
No.
Answer that
Dang, that was so quick.
I know. I love some Beyonce,
same voice, same face, but just darker, like naturally darker, not a tan. No.
Yeah.
Because I've heard before that Kelly Rowland is a better singer than Beyonce.
Yes, she is.
That's a reach.
Oh, I heard it from you. That's
First
where
of all,
I did.
Kelly Rowland sounds like a fucking choir by herself.
Yeah,
That's
First
who I
of
heard it
all,
from.
Better than Beyonce though.
Just because Beyonce grunts when she sings does not make her the better singer.
Beyonce is a better entertainer.
Yes, entertainer.
I
Entertainer.
say Beyonce before I say C. Kelly.
What I can say, Beyonce is a better singer now, but that's because
before she was not.
She literally takes no sleep to train her voice. But Kelly Rowland has not had nearly as much training as Beyonce, and she came in sounding like a choir by herself.
Beyonce was taught to sing. She was taught to sing.
Kelly kills it.
Kelly is
if
Kelly
you listen
naturally.
to old Destiny's Child, Beyonce was not really singing like how she is now.
Chris agrees with you, Kirsten.
just
He
look
says
at
that Kelly has a better voice.
She does.
She naturally has a better voice. I think Beyonce was taught to. She was taught. She was given the
Yeah,
training.
of
you know?
course.
Yeah. I did have a point because when you brought up the movie and the TV shows, there was I can't remember the name of the movie, but they had oh my god, what is that girl's name? Oh my god, she's what
from
is
the movie?
Yeah, no, she's a movie. They had her blackface in the movie.
Oh.
But she's Hispanic.
Nina Simone, the girl that played her.
Yeah, the one that played
Rosario.
That was a big, huge thing.
Saldana.
Yes. They had a big issue. I want to know what you guys think about that. They had a big issue because they felt like they could have got a black woman to play her instead of putting her in blackface. What do you guys think about that?
Well, Zoe Saldana, she's Afro-Latina, I believe, right?
She's Afro-Latina.
She is, but she's still not black.
She's not black.
She's not dark.
What movie is this again?
It was a movie about.
It was
called
a biopic
Saloma or
on
something like
Nina
that.
Simone. And Nina Simone is very dark and like has very strong black features.
It goes back to the Will Smith playing Serena Williams' dad, right?
I don't think that he should. You're right. I don't think he should play her dad.
What's happening?
Will Smith is it's in the air. It's in the works that Will Smith is going to play Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad.
In their documentary.
In the documentary.
No,
he's
super
dark.
He's like a dark, like he looks black.
So it's like it kind of says like you keep using the same. I mean, I love that they keep using like.
And they do that in cartoons. They do that.
There's more actors out there that could play that. Will Smith is amazing. I love Will Smith, but he definitely could.
And they're doing it in animated movies too, like Aladdin. She's the Indian.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
She's so much lighter than in the
cartoon.
Is she Indian though?
Well, she's
Indian,
she's Arabic.
Arabic.
It's
Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern, but they got a fair skin, light skin Arabic. To play Jasmine. And I mean, they're doing it everywhere. What's the other one that?
But that's just us like constantly putting people.
Oh, you know what else everybody was upset about, and they changed it back. Disney changed Tiana into like
her
a super fair skin and changed her hair and made her feet and made her nose sharper.
What?
But people were in an uproar, and so they changed it. They changed her back.
I think I never seen the movie, but like in the previews, they had all the Disney princesses.
They had sharpened
and they
her
made
nose,
like
her features more narrow because
she had like loose curly hair.
Her hair was kinky.
Yeah, they completely changed how she looked. She looked.
They made her look like a mixed girl and not like Tiana.
And people were upset. It was like this whole uproar, and I think they like changed her character back and all that other stuff. But I just think about all that kind of stuff, and it's just like I did think about like why did they make Zoe Saldana in blackface? Why not just get somebody else to?
Especially
so
what
many
Nina
other
Simone stood for, like
right.
Yeah, it was really weird. I never watched the movie. I don't appreciate blackface. I don't care who the hell doing it.
Right.
Whether you be black, white, or whatever. Like I don't appreciate blackface.
No.
But yeah. That's definitely I was like, whoa, that's what we're doing now. So
no, that's
ridiculous.
Crazy.
This isn't the.
So I have a question. When we went back talking about how men are slightly to blame about the colorism going on between women, light skin and dark skin.
Yeah.
My point I was trying to make with that is that how it's our fault as women too, because as dark skin, light skin, we're feeding into it and playing against each other instead of shutting down that narrative. So if we as women are as well agreeing to it, what are the guys supposed to do?
Yeah.
We're saying, yes, you're right. One is better than the other.
I'm so glad you said that, because at the same time, like, you're right. We need to do something. So what are we doing as women to change that? So I've dated Latinos, I've dated Black, I've dated white. And when I've had people, specifically a Black man who's trying to date me, told me, oh, I only date Latinas. I don't date Black women. I don't date Black women. To me, that's a red flag.
Yep.
And I honestly, me personally, I will not date that guy. Because that tells me a lot. There's a lot of issues that he's dealing with that I'm not, like, if you don't
need some self-healing,
right?
That's what you need to do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if you're telling me straight up that you don't date Black women and you're a Black man, there's something red flag. Right, red flags.
Right. Yeah.
Moni, red flags for sure.
No,
he's got some self-hate. He's got some issues.
But not all women are like you guys. Not all women are like that.
Right.
Some of them
and they'll feed into it.
They're like,
they come here, baby. I'll treat you right.
Because
he only wants me because I'm Latina, and that's where
exactly.
it comes in. Where I'm better than that Black person because this Black man wants me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's
like, oh, you mad? Black girls stay mad at me. No.
I will say this though,
and that's only some women. Just so that we're saying that that's only some. That's only some Black women who are not educated.
Then
that's only who are not educated or who have not discovered their self-worth. Or who are not yet secure with themselves, because women take a long time to become fully secure with themselves.
Because of men.
Yeah. But don't get it wrong. I've met Latino men that say that they don't date Latinas. They don't. Mm-hmm. They'll either date just white girls. Mm-hmm. They're or they'll date.
I know some Hispanic men who only date Black women.
Yeah,
they've
exactly.
always been with Black women.
Yeah.
For me,
it's about power.
For me, growing up, that was all about having mixed kids. Is that still a thing now? That's a general question.
Is what? Say that again.
It was, if you were Black, you wanted either a light-skinned person or you wanted someone of a different race because you wanted pretty kids with pretty hair. This is I
still hear women say that dumb shit.
You wanted mixed kids.
Not all mixed kids are cute.
but true.
I'm a mom. I can say whatever I want to say.
Just pissed her kids up, and she was staring at other kids and was like, "You ugly, you ugly, you ugly."
Look, all children are beautiful. You love everybody equally. Love all people, but
let me tell you something. And this is not to bust my auntie's.
I
have an aunt. She lives in San Bernardino, and she had this best friend, and her best friend was a hoe, like.
She was an empowered woman sexually.
I'm only saying that. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm only saying that to say this: don't go and have mixed kids, or don't go and date somebody outside of your race just because you want mixed kids and you want them to be cute.
That's weird.
It's super weird.
It's not just weird though; they are victims still of a society that continuously has treated them so terribly that they want their future kids to not have to deal with the same issues that you have had.
And I understand that point, but you're gonna bring a kid into that world just because of that.
Well, you're bringing a kid into the world to not live that experience,
that's
right?
That's why you have this baby daddy, baby mama drama. Because you didn't make that kid out of love, or because you
always
kid,
right.
Made it
like,
out of.
Oh, he's Latina.
Say it again.
I want to have your kid. You know why? Because my kid's gonna be cute with curly hair.
Right.
And because
I think you can have baby mama drama though in any race.
No, but I'll be honest. When I was younger,
any race for sure.
Guys, I thought I needed to be with a Latina or a white man. My first crush was a white boy because I went through a lot of hatred of having nappy hair, and I never wanted my kids to have nappy hair like me. And I know for a fact, yes, your kid can still be mixed with kind of kinky hair, but it wouldn't be as nappy as mine.
They all don't get the good grade.
True, but growing up, when you're like trying to date someone 13, 14, 15 years old, and you've been told you're ugly, you're not enough, and you're too dark, well, damn, my kids need to be lighter. It's like what Miley was saying. My kids need to be lighter, need to have better hair. Mm-hmm. They want to be better dressed. I got to talk to them differently. They got to go to different schools. So that's where it comes from. Like, I was attracted to white and Latina guys when I was younger. Like, I wouldn't even look at Black guys. And I never knew it was because of race thing. I did go to all white schools, first of all. Let me put that out there. So white guys were all around me. All the Black guys I knew, there was like 4 of them, and no, everybody was with them. Like, I don't want to be with them. So, like I said, I just want to know if it still goes on today. There's those people who say, I only want to date a certain race. Is it children involved? Is that the reason why? Or is it because something you were mistreated growing up? Like you yourself, that's self-hate.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
It definitely is self-hate.
Producer Kosi got something to say. What you got to say over there, Kosi?
I think that we need to recognize that this...
It's okay. I'll put her volume up. It's fine.
Okay. I think we need to recognize that this a lot of the themes that we're talking about is about power. So when we talk about, like, men want to date so-and-so because they want their kids to come out this way or whatnot, like, it's power. So back in the day, during slavery, because they were the ones being auctioned off, like, they were already emasculated. So they were already taught, like, if in order for me to get ahead, I have to be a certain color. Obviously, they're not going to be white. So what are you going to do? You're gonna go outside of your race to get that power, to get that money, to get that status, and I think that's what we're still dealing with, because the women back in the day as well, the women had to deal with that. They still had to raise their families. They still had to, and we still had to deal with, like, we had the outside slaves and the inside slaves, like, that was still something to deal with, that women had to deal with. So I think we need to recognize that this is about power. It's not necessarily about, I prefer you because you're lighter skinned. It's more like, I want you because my family, my generation, we will be better. That's what this is about.
Okay.
Like, we need to recognize that.
I definitely do think that plays a part in that too. But to answer your question, yes, people do still do that, because I hear stupid people say that still to this day, and I was just like, why? Like,
somebody
what is that?
told me that because I'm personally attracted to dark skinned men, but I was saying how, like, I don't know why dark skinned men never like me. It's always like the light ones or like the mixed boys. And then somebody told me, like, oh, that's good. That's good. Your baby's gonna be cute with, like, good hair. And it's like, no, I want my baby hair to be nappy. I want my baby hair to be brown as fuck.
Yeah. Brown as fuck. Like, so back to what I was saying, because Myra brought it up. My aunt's best friend at the time, she was dating this guy. First of all, he had a lazy ass eye. He was light skinned, and he had.
Wait, he gotta call his lazy eye out. That's not his fault.
And he had curly.
There's some cute guys with lazy eyes.
I don't know about that one, but
there are.
It was just that. It was just like, oh, I want him because he's light skinned, he has curly hair. Yep. Then she had kids. That kid hair was like, it was like a brittle pad, like.
Damn, she said a brittle pad.
But let me tell you why. You know why? Because he had a perm.
Oh.
And you only dated him because he was light skinned.
You thought.
But that's so what you get. So now, and then those children.
He gets?
I'm saying that's what she gets, because it's just like, that's what she gets, because it's
just
like,
it's
now
karma.
You have no. It's like there was, if for me, like, just the time that I was around, it didn't feel like it was any real bond between her and her children. I felt like it was just like, I want to have a baby. A lot of people want to have babies because it's the fucking cute thing to do now, I guess. And then it's just like, and then they just want to have something to, like, flaunting around, like, oh, my baby is cute. See, my baby got pretty hair and all this other stuff. And Moni was just joking around on her Instagram yesterday, like, oh, look how long my
But she was
hair
being
is.
sarcastic.
She was.
It was funny. I saw that.
She was being funny, but that's what people do.
Real
and people
like,
still on social media now, like, I hate that. Oh my gosh, so annoying. Yeah, and like me, I don't. If you want to put your kids on social media, that's perfect. That's perfectly fine. Me, I don't trust people. I think it's too many weirdos in the world. Like, I wouldn't post my
kids. And don't tag what school they're at.
Yeah, I would only post.
Facts.
I would only post my children if they're with me. And if they're in a picture with me, or if they're old enough to say if something happened to them, or if something was said to them. Yeah. But like posting my baby and like showing how long their hair is, and like, oh, like my baby is mixed up. Oh, look at her eyes. Like, it's not a fucking puppy. Like,
there's some sickles out there.
Yeah, and it's just like, and people purposely go out there like, oh, I know you don't love me, but I'm gonna have your baby. Like, that's weird as fuck. Like, don't do that.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
No, that's a no.
What was that? Back to the whole colorism thing with the babies. That post on social media that everyone went crazy about because the football players were toasting to more light-skinned babies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty crazy.
That is a whole bunch of levels of just like discussion there.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to our question of like,
that's a mentality a lot of people have.
It's not just a mentality though. Like, oh, it's your fault. It's systemic. It's
what's been taught to you
it's
as
been
well.
Taught. Yeah. But at the same time, I think that goes with acknowledging the intelligence and the ability of our men to grow. You are not a child. Fucking Google, fucking your phone, ask Siri if you need some motherfucking help. You can look up information. You are responsible for the actions and the way that you treat people.
Yes.
So if you are consistently a part of the perpetrating demographic that makes women of color feel like they are not enough or they are hypersexualized, it is your responsibility. Now, as a grown woman, I know it's not just your responsibility. I can do my part to dismantle colorism, but you as a man still have your own responsibilities. I'm not saying you got to fight the good fight, but one day at a time with all of your interactions as you meet people, you can spread the better word. You are still held accountable. I am never going to meet a grown man and think to myself, oh, it's okay. It's my problem to deal with. No, bitch. Nope. You're grown. It's done. It's over. Right. Your mama look like me, or maybe she don't. But either way, you got to respect women, no matter the color. And colorism is important. So it's not like, oh, no matter the color. The color is fucking important. Like, you're either going to love all women of color, or you're going to be labeled as a racist.
Yeah.
Like,
and
period.
We have to call them out, like men and women. Yeah. If you hear something.
Because women do it too, right?
I called, like, so that guy that was trying to date me, I called him out. I was like, the fact that you don't date your own race says a lot about you to me. So this isn't going to work out. Like, you have to call them out. Yeah. And if there's women that are like, I only date Persian men, I only date, white boys. And it's like, I don't date Latinos because they're just whatever, they're not going to grow in the world. I want money.
That's a red flag.
Call them out on that bullshit.
Yeah.
Call them out.
You're too simple-minded for me to be around you.
Yeah.
There's light-skinned women that do that, and they want dark-skinned men, or like black women that want to date a dark-skinned man because of like either the notoriety that he'll bring her, right? Like, oh, you're dating like that guy. Like, there's just that hypersexualization and fetishization of black men from the beginning of time, right? Their bodies, they're this, their dick, they're that, whatever it is.
Oh,
so
not all of them are packing, girl.
No, they're not better. White women don't know better. So either way, sorry, y'all. Facts.
Hold on.
Where are they at? Sue, I'm sorry. Sue, she's not white. She's Mexican.
So Sue, actually, I took her to a family party, and she held her own.
She be knowing. Sue, you don't count. Sue, don't pop up into the comments.
I don't want to put too much of her business out there, but she's dating out of her race, and she's happy. So.
I'm dating more black men than I have.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to get into another segment, girl. You a whole nother show. You a whole nother show.
But here's the thing. No, Kosi, you have a preference, but you never talk bad about other black men. Yeah. So Kosi's preference is Latino men. She likes Latino men. Oh, and white men. Sorry. But she never talks bad about black men.
Yeah. My dad is black. This is true.
Yeah.
It's a difference. If you have a preference, okay, that's one thing. Yes. But if you start talking bad, if your reason for your preference is because you're bashing this other, like your own race or this race, then that's when colorism comes in.
Yeah, I will admit that at one point in my life, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to date a black man, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, it was because I was just mad at my father. I was mad at my dad. But then, and then as I got older, I was just like, like, I love him. Like, that's my dad. But, and I lost that mentality of like, I'm only dating a certain race because, because of whatever. But, like, I do have a preference. But it doesn't mean that I am.
Sorry, it's Sue. She said Jamaican man. I didn't want to put your business out there, Sue. I didn't want to put your business. She is dating a Jamaican man.
She dated a Jamaican man. I feel like Sue has dipped into the black.
She just went all the way.
But Sue has a preference. She likes black men.
She likes black men.
Yeah, but she doesn't talk bad about white men.
Like,
she just has a preference.
Right.
So as long as you don't talk bad, I think you're funny.
Same.
Samesies.
Yeah, like date who you want to date, have your preference, but don't do it at the expense of another race.
I will say that I was really attracted to black men because
you still are.
You're right. I still am.
She still is.
But her in action.
But but you see me in action with a lot.
We got photos.
I'm not gonna say it in the next comment, but I will say, I flirt with everybody. I'm a big flirt. I flirt with everybody. I'm just nice,
Jackie,
okay?
what if we always tell you you're gonna end up with? What if I always tell you?
Well, keep things down. I'm gonna end up with a Jamaican man.
Well, still black, right? It's okay.
But I'm not focused like on that. I'm honestly about the energy. But let me just finish that sentence real quick. Damn, what was I gonna say?
Or you don't even know. I would say this, like, even though it's our, like, let's say it's our preference, I've always known it's my preference, like, I will still show up to the rallies. I will still show up to, like, the union meetings, student government, to stand up for, like, my Latino brothers or, like, my Latino people. Like, that's who I am. Like, I will consistently still be on your side, like, pro-Latino men. Yeah. It just so happens that I'm, like, a little bit more attracted to this other demographic.
That's what I was going to say. I did have a little bit... Like, I was upset with Latino men for a minute, but that's not why I dated. Like, my first crush was black, just FYI. I was in, like, first grade kindergarten, and I had the crush on this boy named Mark, and he was black. And then it switched over to his cousin named Robert. Anyways.
Damn, his cousin.
I never dated them. I just had crushes. But I also had a crush on everybody. And then in middle school, it changed to white boys. I had crushes on white boys. And then in high school, it changed to Latinos and black. So I literally just took a look at the person. But I was going to say that, like, I was a little standoff, like, by Latino men because of their machismo. It was a turnoff.
Because we know of them.
Because of our fathers, our brothers, the way that they think. I was turned off. I was like, I don't want to end up with a man that thinks like that.
Yeah.
And machismo, it's a real thing. It's like, and I'm like, this is how I became a feminist because I was like, this is why I have the show. Because I speak for women. I speak for the women as far as like have rights. Do what you want to do. You don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up with, like, I had to eat last. I had to serve my brothers first. Yeah. I had to serve my dad. You know, I had to serve the men of the family.
We couldn't go outside
and then play. The women ate. Yeah. Women ate last. We had to wait. Yeah, we had to be inside while the boys played outside. Yeah. We had to clean the inside of the house while the men cleaned the outside of the house. Like, little things like that got to me, and I was like, no. For us, I'm going to be a voice for women. I'm going to be that voice for women. And I feel like that's probably what kind of pushed me away from Latino men for a little bit. But then at the end of the day, like, I've learned, like, even though now a lot of men are changing, a lot of men don't think like that. Yeah. There are men my age that have that machismo thought still. Like, we were having a conversation with one of our Latino friends. He says, I don't wash dishes. And I said, oh, hell no. Well, that's why you would never
you must not have dishes.
You would never be my man. You would never be my man. Like,
your mama better live with you.
Right. We're partners. And you. That's my son's. Yeah. Right. You're going to wash dishes. I'm sorry. So you wash dishes and I'll take the trash out. Tomorrow I wash dishes, you take the trash out. That's me. Evil partnership. And I feel the black men that I've met, they don't have that machismo. Most of them don't have that machismo. Like, that's why I feel like that attraction started, that I dated more black guys. And even some white guys. But, like, for a while, I was a little turned off by Latino men for that reason, for the machismo. Yeah. But it goes back to that. But Sharika's boyfriend actually wants me to ask a question or say something. He says, how you were raised is one of the biggest factors of why, of your community, of the way that the people that you date, of the people that you surround yourself. And that's so true, too. You know what I mean? So, it is. Bobby, do you want to say something on that? Because I know you wrote it. Do you want to say? Bobby has been holding his own. He's in a room filled of strong alpha females, and he's been holding his own. But I'm going to let him jump on the mic. Go ahead, Bobby.
What's up? It's Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
There he is.
I'm just saying how I was raised because I grew up with just my mother. My father wasn't there. Mm-hmm. And I did see what my mother had to go through to raise. She did have 4 boys. We had 4 boys in the family. And what she said was, I'm not doing everything. Right. So she forced us to do stuff.
Right.
And now when I am with a woman or whatever, I don't see it as she has to do everything because I was taught to do it. I wash clothes. I clean the dishes.
That's
I
right.
clean the bathroom.
Ooh.
I do it all.
And still does.
And to be honest, that's a turn on. Like, that's a good thing to have.
Expectations.
Exactly. Men, do you hear this?
It's a turn on seeing a man fold laundry.
It is.
Mm-hmm. It was taught by my mother to me. And in a way, she was teaching me that I wouldn't need a woman. Yeah, like, not.
You can be independent.
Yeah. Like, if I didn't have anybody, I could do it on your own. Everything. I can do it all myself.
And your mother did you a favor by doing that.
Yeah.
Because there's grown men out there that don't know how to do their laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. And you're going to be able to pass that on to your future kids and let them know, like, that you don't have to depend on anybody else. You can be independent on your own. And you shouldn't depend on anybody else. You should be independent. You should be able to know how to wash your own clothes, how to wash your own ass. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to, don't know how to wash their own ass.
People do, all men do not wash their ass properly. I've had to tell an ex that his ass stinks.
No, tell him. I don't think he listens to my show, Moni. It's okay. She can say
Even
it.
if he did, he know I had to tell him that his ass stink.
And there's no reason for
baby,
you to
your
walk
ass
by
stink.
someone and smell
Halfway.
it when you just went to the
It
bathroom.
wasn't. It
There's
was
no
halfway.
reason why.
Yeah, like, no,
you
like, you have
didn't.
to-
You didn't even wipe your ass right. How?
Yeah,
Wait.
no. So
We got a lot of questions.
We want to know.
I am the
my
chat box, and I have a
God.
lot of questions.
Oh, say it. What's going on in there?
I'm just like, okay, first of all, age. What is the age of this person?
at the time we were 23.
Oh,
Too
hell
damn
nah.
old.
No more questions. I rest
Older
my
than
case.
12. You too old.
So
Yeah.
at that point, it is his responsibility.
Yeah, he
22,
should.
23.
You are not no mama. You
No,
did not birth
22.
him. You did not
Right.
breastfeed.
Did you
22,
guys
but they're
recently
still
see
too old.
this like an article that I guess highlighted Michelle Obama's speech to, I don't know where she was at, but she made a
Yes.
speech about women stop
yes.
babying your sons.
Yes.
Did you read that?
Yes, I did read it.
And like the Latina women on Twitter went crazy.
You know what? This is so true. Look,
Really?
Yeah, they did.
I'm Latina. I'm Mexican.
Yes.
I have a friend who has children that are the same age as my kids. A son the same age as my son, and a daughter the same age as my daughter. And they stay home from school all the time, right? And my kid, they get sick or like they get a little headache or something, and then they stay home. And I love her. She's awesome. She helps me. We help each other. We take care of each other when with the kids and stuff like
Right.
that. But we're the complete opposite. My son says, "Mom, every time so-and-so, something happens, she's always like, 'Oh, baby, are you okay? Are you feeling better? You should stay home.'" He's like, and then when I tell you I have a little cough, you're like, "Oh, it's all right. Drink some water. Go to school. You'll be fine." And I'm like, "Sean." And he's like, "You put some Vicks on me, put me to sleep, and then I go back to school." I'm like, "You're fine, because I'm not going to sit here and baby you for
Right.
something that I know you'll be fine about.
Right.
I'm making you stronger. I'm
Exactly.
not going to sit here
Yeah.
and say, and then when you get older, any little thing you're going to make an excuse about. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Now, right now, you'll know, hey, I've got a cough. I need to get my butt up, and I still need to go to school. My
Yeah.
mom wouldn't have that. You
It
know what I
sounds like
mean?
both of my little brothers. I could have a swollen pink ass eye, throat closed, and my mom's like, still go to school. And my brother, my nose hurts. It's burning from
Yeah.
blowing my nose.
It's so
and he
true.
gets to stay home. And I'm like, what the hell? And still
Yeah.
ask me what he doing now with his life.
Ooh, yeah.
Living with your mom.
That part.
See, I don't know. I'm just tough, I guess, but neither one. My daughter doesn't get any preference either. You take your little butt to school too. But mom, nope, sorry, you're gonna be strong too, girl. Go. And independent.
One of the tweets said, at Mexican moms who wipe their son's ass until he's 27, but expect their daughters to be trapeando y lavando trastes by the age 9, which is mopping and washing dishes by the age 9. But you're wiping your son's ass until he's 27.
That's
and
crazy.
it's a real
Definitely
thing.
true.
In the
Double
Latino
standard.
community, it's a real thing.
Oh, I know.
I don't know about in the black community, but in the Latino community, it's so true.
It's hard.
It's
'Cause
so
that's-
true.
That's difficult for me to relate to because we were raised by just my mom, and she had 3 daughters that she raised, and
I had 4 brothers, so I see it firsthand in that house.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she would. She took care of all of us. She would clean our rooms. She would do all of that to all of us.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how she was. But
Yeah, the only reason I know that's how it is because my dad, after my mom, he's always dated like Hispanic women, a few black, but mostly like Latino women. And the one that he was with the longest for like 12, 13 years, they're like my family, like still to this day. But I've been there, and the guys don't do shit. They come in, and they're sitting there, and they're watching TV and all this other stuff, and the women are like cooking and cleaning and making the plates and all this other stuff. And I just be looking at them like, I'm finna make me a fucking plate. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Like, I ain't a part of this.
Right.
Like,
And it's so true.
I don't know.
but they don't help. Like, they don't do anything, and they don't even ask.
And what women need to know, if you do that to your sons, you're not helping him, you're hurting him.
Yeah.
You're not preparing him for the world. You're not what did you say? This is Kosi, my producer over here is telling me that we got off topic. I know, but
I actually
women need to hear this.
But I have
Sorry,
something
Kosi.
on topic that I need to say though.
All right, you're right. We're gonna wrap it up. But before we do, maybe we can go around the room real quick and maybe help or give some like feedback of how women or people in general could like help with colorism and like address it or make it like not exist, but like make it better.
One word: accountability.
Thank you. Love that.
That's
Moni?
it.
Yeah, similar to that, just checking people, checking yourself. when you feel away or be like, I'm light skinned, so I feel this way. Or if people give you compliments, it's like, hold up their partner. I'm black. And all colors of black are beautiful.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
So I think it comes with that.
I love that. Checking them. Maddie, what about you?
I think
agreeing with you, my takeaway would be that we each have a responsibility to improve or somehow positively impact our society or improve for other people what we can. That being said, you are not a martyr and you are not taking on the responsibility of fixing society's systemic problems on your own. You can hold and should hold other people accountable to those same standards. So just continue to be your best self and continue to expect the same level of respect that you would give others.
True.
Nice. I like it. Sharika?
I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
I guess just to add on to that would be, I know as independent women, all of us in here, we don't feel like we need to filter ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
But especially when you're talking in public and talking just in private within your family, especially with your family, because I think you get your customs, your language from your family, the way you talk to people.
Yes.
Just kind of watch what you're saying. When you say something, because I think we all do. We all do colorism some type of way. Just catch it.
Because sometimes we're joking, quote unquote.
Exactly. But
we're
joking
playing
goes out,
around, quote
joking
unquote.
goes with our white friends and our non-minority friends, and they think it's okay.
And they think it's okay, so they're going to keep doing it and saying it.
Because we gave them the okay.
We gave them the okay.
So just kind of just catch yourself. You're like, wait, you know what? No. All the, like Jack said, all queens are beautiful.
Yep.
We're all queens. So
I love it.
Just filter yourself a little bit.
I like that. Myra?
Just to piggyback off that, at the end of the day, I think whether you're light-skinned, dark-skinned, Latina, Afro-Latina, Black, or Asian, or whatever the case is, in my opinion, and a lot of people might disagree, to white people, we're all still minorities.
Yes.
Yes.
Like when I have light-skinned kids, and I tell my kids, I don't care if you're light-skinned or dark-skinned or curly hair, people think you're pretty, you're still black to that white person. So
facts. They don't know.
You know, we have to support each other. It doesn't matter what shade of color you are, we're still minorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, sorry to bring it to the racist thing, this is colorism, but we're still a minority to white people. So they may prefer a light-skinned person over a dark-skinned person, but either way, we're still a minority to them. You know what I mean? They still may feel that they're superior to us, so we need to hold ourselves accountable and to a higher standard.
Right. Yeah, I agree with all of you ladies. We need to hold people accountable and speak up. Speak up. If you hear something that's not right, say something. Don't be afraid. We not only live in this society, we are the society. So let's start making the changes from the languages we use towards each other.
Yep.
At the end of the day, your skin color shouldn't determine your job prospects, your worth, or your place in society. We're going to go ahead and end that topic. Thank you, ladies, for sharing all of your experiences, your stories. It's definitely important for people to share this and have these dialogues and have these conversations with each other, because that's the only way we're going to get better. That's the only way we're going to be able to unite and support each other and just, try to make a change in this world. But before we end the show, we're going to end that segment. And we're going to go ahead and jump into a real quick Myra's question of the night. So this is where Myra asks the question. You don't have to go think about it too much. Don't go into detail. Just be fun with it. You guys are like whispering, but you're not. Let me go ahead and bring you down. All right, Myra, what's tonight's question of the night?
Way off topic, but just to kind of bring us all back in. I guess the question of the night is, if you can ask any person, anyone, it doesn't have to be anybody that you personally know. I'm sorry, that wasn't it. Or if you can have someone take a lie detector test, any person, who would it be, and what would you ask?
All right.
Or why would you ask? Or why would you have them? Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with Sharika. Wow. Oh yeah, girl, I want to know. Oh, she said, my producer Cozy said you got only 30 seconds, so you better hurry up.
Okay. Any person?
Anybody.
Okay.
Anybody, and what would you ask them? Put them on the lie detector.
Okay, I'm gonna put Bobby on the spot.
Ooh!
So if I
Wait a minute.
Dang. I would ask. I would ask Bobby, lie detector test, if we're gonna get married.
Wow. That's
She has 30 seconds. There you go. Okay.
2, 1.
That was it.
no. Okay.
Oh, wait,
you
what's
don't have to
happening?
answer it. That's just a question. That's just a question.
But he could answer it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Dang. I'm gonna be there, right?
I don't know if we're getting married yet. You didn't answer the question.
Oh, okay. Dang, you were in the hot seat, Bobby. I got your back, though. I mean, you don't have to answer it. We're about to wrap it up. Kirsten, what about you?
Oh shit, I don't know. If I had to give a lie detector test, I don't know. I guess it would be to my brothers, and I would ask who broke my piggy bank.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Because I still want to know.
How much was in the piggy bank?
I don't even remember, but it was just like I had it for so long, and then it was just like so cool because it's like the piano when you put the change and it goes through all these little contraptions, and then it separates the pennies, dimes, quarters, and they broke it.
Dang.
Did they take the money?
Mhm.
Damn, that sucks. It was your dad.
You know what? I really don't know. I feel like I don't care.
Anybody. It could be
about
Oprah.
anybody's life. Oh, it could be Oprah?
Yes.
Okay. I would ask
If her hair is real.
Jay-Z if he really cheated on Beyonce.
That's a good one.
Nice.
I mean, we
That's
all
a good
know.
one. Yes. Yeah, I mean, they're
No,
entertainers.
you should ask who. You should ask with who.
Did it? Yeah.
You should ask why.
Yeah. Why or why? She got it all.
No, I want to know who. Who is Becky with the
I
good
wanna know
hair?
who, and don't you lie.
Don't
I'ma
you
name
lie to
names.
me, JC. How dare you, Madi?
Damn. I think I would want to get like deep on it, and I think I would choose somebody from like my childhood and just ask them why.
Why what?
Do you know in your mind right now, but you don't want to say it?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
So like I have a person in mind, and I'm just like, I would just ask them why, and just see what they would say. Like I'm not even like gonna reference a particular like situation. I would just say like why.
That's deep.
Okay.
That's it.
Kosi, what about you? No, you gotta do it, Kosi. Kosi, you gotta do it.
Why?
Because I said so. It's my show.
Hey, she would ask Jackie why.
Jackie, why?
The lie detector.
Yes. Come on, give it to us.
So we're asking, like, who would we talk to back in the day?
No, anybody.
Well,
You could-
anybody.
Somebody
Anybody
you
you
know
can
or
ask
somebody you don't know.
A lie detector test.
And just ask them, like, a random question.
Mhm.
I think I will ask my dad what it was that he saw my mom that made him want to marry her.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good
Give
one.
me
It
some
is.
points, Dad. I'm trying here. I'm
Yeah.
That's really good.
You don't expect him to lie about why what made it, right? You don't expect him to lie, right? Yeah, well,
What if he like just wanted to smash?
Yeah, I mean,
right. That's true.
And oops, she got pregnant.
And, oh,
We gotta get
in
married.
love now.
Now you, Jackie.
Honestly, I was trying to think of that since you sent it, and I couldn't even like.
Girl,
I
R.
know.
Kelly. Go.
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Honestly, that
Michael.
those were okay. And
Sorry, guys. I
as-
love Michael Jackson. I
as
would
you were
never
all
think Michael Jackson is a saint in my eyes. but
as you were
we
all
can
talking,
still-
I really said R. Kelly or Michael Jackson.
Think,
Who
you
would I
know,
ask?
They
Michael would be a
both
good
perpetrated
one.
crimes.
I would say Michael Jackson. I would ask him,
Michael would be a good one. Yeah.
did you rape any
We
or
know he
molest
did.
any?
We did. He did.
Did you touch anybody?
He been with little
No, just
boys
let that man clear his
since
name.
the dawn of time.
And that's all.
He been having little boys in his house in the same bed since the dawn of
Little
time.
boys.
I'm just saying, like, no. Let's not negate that.
Yeah, that's true. But you know.
Let's not take from the victims. He was a victim himself, but still.
Oh my God, turn that
Just
mic
saying.
off.
I'm saying that would be a good lie detector.
Why would I turn her mic off? I love Maddie. Go ahead, Maddie. Anything else?
No, I feel like that's it. It's a whole nother show. I'm not saying we should, because the person that came out as abused by him, Wade something, he even said like
his
we should not
accusers on
mute his music, that we should separate artists from his actual life and his actual problems, right? So not separate him from like culture and then person. And part of me agrees with that only because he's deceased, so he's not financially benefiting from things, but his kids still are, and it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be a huge acknowledgement, like, and an acceptance of that. Like, he did do those things, and it doesn't mean that, like, we hate him or it destroys our childhood because we loved his music. It's like, let us respect the fucking trauma of his victims and the people of their own. Like
Tupac's
Bobby.
death.
Bobby has a question. He wants to ask.
Gosh,
did Tupac have little boys in his bed?
P. Diddy, did you really have something to do with Tupac's death?
Yeah.
Okay, but he didn't
Suge
have little
Knight,
boys
yes,
in his
I would
bed,
ask him.
so I think that it's not the same thing.
No, it's his question.
Oh, that's your question?
That's his question.
You trying to derail me, and I was not okay with that.
Sorry. Well, we got to wrap it up. It's been a great time. Before we do leave, I do want to let you guys know, Kirsten and Moni, like I said, they are on a show called Never Not Extra here on The Good News every Tuesday at 8:30. I listen in. You should listen in. It's a good time listening to them. It's not as crazy over here because, you know, we're always loud and yelling and talking over them, but it's just them two, so they can moderate their conversation. But yeah, every Tuesday at 8:30. I also want to let you know, next Tuesday is Kirsten's birthday. That's right. Hey,
another rotation around
birthday
the sun.
to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
They needed the black, they needed the culture to happy birthday.
No, but I was gonna say also they're also having their first live audience event, meaning they're gonna be sitting like this, how we are been talking for the last 2 hours, and they're gonna have a live audience watching them. They are the main event. We want to invite you guys. Go ahead and let them know where it's at, what time, and some of the rules that you've been putting up there.
So it is next Tuesday, and it's actually our 50th episode as well.
Oh my God! Y'all, you did it. You did it.
I'm so proud of you guys. This is barely episode 22, but you guys have been doing an awesome job. I love listening to you.
Thank you. So really quickly, it's in Gardena. It's at SoCal Cider and Beer. The event is from 7 to 10, but you need to be there at least by 7:30 because the show will start at 8 p.m. I do not like interruptions because I'm already nervous.
You'll be fine.
Please be there by 8 p.m. We strongly encourage you to buy wine, cider, and beer from the bar to support the owner who is letting us use his beautiful venue. And we just ask that you come with a positive attitude and ready to discuss the topic, which is Battle of the Sexes relationship.
Let them know. You guys are raffling off gift cards to the winners of the games too, right?
I'm not going to say what the gifts are, but there is going to be a gift.
They're gifts. They're gifts.
They're gifts.
If you come and you participate and you're a good person and you're showing love, then you will get something, maybe.
Right.
No,
and there will be appetizers, and there's parking available.
Ooh, food, y'all.
Behind the building, so no paid parking. It's just free parking.
That's awesome. No, if you guys have never been to a live audience show from the Good News station, you should check out Never Not Extra. It's so much fun. You get to interact. You're literally there sitting with them as they're doing their show. So make sure y'all come out. The ladies will be there supporting our girls from Never Not Extra. Hey. So we hope to see all of you. It's in Gardena, you said?
Mm-hmm. Gardena.
It's not far. Everywhere here in LA is about, after a certain time, it's about probably 30 minutes. So make sure y'all leave work on time, early, whatever, and get there. It's going to be a good time. Come take pictures with us like we're celebrities. Make us feel special and have a good time.
Yes.
I'm so excited for your live show.
I'm so excited too.
I have a question. Are y'all going to be twerking?
Yes. And my dad's going to be there too, so well.
And they twerk so well, so I can't wait. I'm so
it's
excited.
It's all hers. I mean.
You're hilarious. Me? Who? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They was doing nasty
Well,
stuff.
thank you, ladies, for coming.
Thank you for
being
having
on
us.
here. I really appreciate you. Finally, we got you guys on here.
Yeah, it was a good show. Thank
Who
you
is
so much.
that?
Is it me?
Is that you? Oh. Sharika, Bobby, thank you guys for driving all the way from the valley to come out to the ladies' night.
Anytime.
I appreciate you guys. And thank you to all our listeners in the chat box and just tuning in. If you're too shy to chat, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and spending your Friday night with us. We see you. We appreciate you. I'm your host, Mysterious Jax. This is Ladies Night Radio Show. And just remember one thing, ladies.
You are enough.
Teach me love. My love gone bad. sweet thing will bring me back.
10 nights of 11. My love sweet like sugar. You say you won't wife me, baby, I'm loyal, it's a no-brainer. I saw love in my fingers.
I'm so nervous, Jackie.
Ooh, it's drip so dangerous. Don't you ever forget it. She a sweet thing, yeah. Ping, ping on a celly ring, yeah. You say you want to see me over. Sweet thing, sweet thing.